Brought to you by Miller.
Did it move? Why are you moving Curse of Strahd?
You're imagining things.
Game's haunted.
Oh, and another disclaimer. Some features that have nothing to do with the mechanics of how we're playing, but just like visually, for whatever reason, there's some bugs associated with that, so I might have to redo some things occasionally, but it should be like a 10-second issue. But alright, I will go ahead and get started. Fate or choice? It is the year 1490 DR, or they call Dale Reckoning, in the world of Faerun, more specifically the Sword Coast. It was only a year ago that the combined forces of Waterdeep and Daggerford were victorious against the Greenbark Troll tribes and Arkrock Orc hordes of the south. The war-depleted region has begun to recover from the near decade of conflict. Soldiers have returned home, hanging up their spears and armor for hammers and scythes. To the north, Neverwinter finds itself in decline, though, and many of its mines and outlying towns have suffered dearly over the years. There were rumors of a magical forge being found close to the town of Phandalin, but such rumors have quieted down and have been chalked up to tall tale. Only stories of dragons and undead come from there now. Besides the woes of the north, it has been a very quiet and peaceful year. Some hope has returned to the people, and it is visible even in their step. Music has returned to inns, taverns, and courtyards. Granaries are fuller than they have been in years, and trade thrives. However, even in times of peace and prosperity, some few still endure strife. Though these happenings are less of a concern the more inland you go into the Wilderlands, a bit more inland is where you find yourself. Little glory, wealth, or even power can be found on the coast these days for men such as you. Thus, some of you chase rumor and tale. Some of you have cast aside such desires for the sake of friend or family. Others seek redemption and possibly even revenge. Cumulatively, though, you all travel the same path. So is this fate or is it choice? It's a cool summer's evening at your camp just off the road. You feel goosebumps on your exposed skin, but it isn't so cold that you shiver. Your small fire crackles and pops. Its smoke shifts with the wind and dissipates quickly. It's a small fire because you've made the mistake of having a large one before. That seems like a lifetime ago. And so many mistakes, all of them lessons. One such lesson you follow now is you untwine your bow for the night as to not warp the strength of the wood. You've been traveling a long time now, but you've never felt closer to your quarry, and it has been a long time coming. You've never been through this part of the high woods before, and you should have reached the town the gypsies had described to you by now. Ketham, could you please describe your character?
As I sit next to the fire, I run my hand through my long hair and across my scars on my face. I'm a tall, tan, I'd say probably about 6'3", and a younger elf that's set looking for something. So I'm always shifty with my eyes, scanning the area.
Kind of what do your clothes look like? What kind of armor do you wear?
Leather, light, travel light armor, tattered, sleeves kind of come down to the elbows.
Okay. The evening air is joined by the hooting of owls and the whistling of the pines. Though it feels like another peaceful night, you find yourself always alert and always on guard. I need you to give me a perception check.
and I pull up my.
I know. You're never going to be ready. And that description was good. I don't want you to think I was cutting you off, but I thought you were done. I didn't mean to if you were.
Okay, so you set perception.
Yeah, so just click that, and then you should just be able to click normal. 13. Just enough. Barely. Ooh. As you're messing with your bow, sitting next to your fire, you hear a twig snap coming from just down the road, from the way that you came. And not a moment later, you hear a very quiet horse whinny, and the clopping of hooves. What do you do?
I ready my bow, and I step slowly away from the fire.
Okay, so you're just kind of lying in wait. Are you just standing? Are you hiding in nearby foliage? Or...
No, I go to the nearest foliage, and I kind of crouch down just to see who the stranger is approaching.
Okay, can you give me a stealth check?
Yes.
There's the first nat 20. Second
First
roll.
blood.
Burning it early.
Okay.
There we go.
You quickly dart into some foliage near your fire. And quickly grab an arrow and notch your bow in preparation for what could come. Lying in wait, you see what you would expect, a horse with a rider. But what you didn't expect was that there's two of them. They're making their way up the road toward you. One of them is very heavily armored, and one in tow appears to be lightly armored in hood. Need Dallin and Kalain. Kalain? Joel's character's name? Kalain? I need you guys to describe your characters. Starting with Hunter.
Okay. I presume I'm the one riding the horse, yes?
Yes.
Okay, just
You're the
making-
heavily
making
armored
sure I had
person
that.
on the horse.
Okay.
With your brother behind you.
You see a tall, stout individual, short, dark hair with clean-shaven face, heavy armor, a chainmail armor set on the chest, a shield strapped across the back with a warhammer hanging at the hip. This person seems to be attentive, but obviously probably hasn't noticed a nat 20 stealth or anything. Kind of marching along, well, not marching along, but riding the horse with this other individual behind him. You see also, I should describe, I guess, an emblem on the chest of the armor as well. I'll let Joel describe his character.
Yeah, Joel, you're muted, by the way, but go ahead and describe your character. You're on the horse just behind him.
Well, first, hello, Twitch. Sorry. So, Kalain is face-wise, clean-shaven, hair about to the end of his face. Not too long, not too short. Face-wise, no wrinkles, and that's mostly because he never really expresses anything. He doesn't express smiling, doesn't express anger, doesn't really frown. He's very serious in nature. Clothing-wise, he has clothes made out of fabric mostly. No leather, no steel, nothing like that. A cape to keep him warm during those cool nights. All very dark colors. And then, of course, he's half elf, so you do see a little bit of the ears pointing out of his hair, but only slightly. He doesn't want to hide them, but it's just that his hair is grown out.
Okay. So, Dallin, you may not have been in these parts before, but your brother has. It was ages ago, but you do remember the way. No survival check needed. You're only about an hour's walk from the small village of Thorpe. After 4 days on the road, a warm meal and a soft bed are appealing. The Rolling Hills Tavern, if your memory suits you, is the name of the establishment. And as you guys are walking slowly up this path, you do see the flickering light of a campfire coming from up the road.
Just off the road.
And immediately, without even rolling, you don't see anything quite through the tree, but you do see the flickering of light. It's quite a ways up.
I'll kind of pull my horse to a halt and kind of point at it, point into its direction, kind of gesturing at Kalain. Just
Wait.
light up
Yeah.
ahead. Kalain, I'm saying
Kalain.
that right.
Yeah, Kalain. And I nod.
They don't seem to be trying to hide themselves. Maybe we can just continue on forward.
Right.
You know these
so
parts better
seeing-
than me, brother.
I do. And that's a
That's
fresh
you go.
fire.
And as you guys approach, you get closer and closer. You come around the bend of trees where they no longer obscure your vision. You do see a small, very small fire, but nothing around it. And you've been around enough fires to know that this is an intentionally small fire to not be seen, and it's relatively still fresh. They don't see a whole lot of like burnt wood already. I mean, it's obviously on fire currently, but you know what an older campfire would look like. And someone must be nearby, but you do not see them. And I'll kind of jump over to Ketham. You see the two people emerge. You see one of them heavily armored, and you do recognize the sigil of the what is the name of the knighthood?
Oh my gosh.
Zenorian.
It's the Zenobian Blue Knights.
You recognize the Zenobian Blue Knights crest. They're known to you. You know them to be kind of like an enforcer of rules of law in the areas around Waterdeep. And I think you've had a run-in with them in the past, and not a bad run-in. But in case you didn't know, you do recognize that symbol. You know it's not threatening. However, you obviously do not recognize the other person behind them. And they kind of come to a stop. What are you doing, Kevin?
As I see them and I kind of see the sigil, I take the arrow off the bow and put it into my quiver, and then I slowly walk out with the bow in my left hand. Hello, fellow strangers. I am Ketham. Chilly night out, eh?
Whenever I saw the small campfire, I think my hand kind of instinctively kind of went to the warhammer at the hip, not necessarily drawing a weapon, and then seeing someone reveal themselves, I think I'll just kind of warily respond. Quite. Not much of a fire to keep that chill away, though, is it? What brings you to these parts here? Ketham, you said?
Yes. And what is y'all's names?
I'll kind of look to Kalain and kind of see if he's okay, you know, kind of like a, do we tell him, look?
Nah.
Well, as I said, I am Ketham, and I've recognized your sigil in my neck of the woods before, doing good for my people.
Hearing that, Dallin is going to speak up. That's good to hear, friend. My name is Dallin Kelsier. And this is my brother. He can speak for himself.
I'm Kalain.
He said reluctantly. I'll say too, when you came out of the woods, Dallin and and Kalain were both kind of looking around, and where you kind of emerged from kind of was almost kind of a surprise to them, because your stealth check, you found like the perfect spot that people wouldn't think to be. You know, they're looking in the direction that they didn't come from, and you kind of popped up almost to the side of them, give them a little bit of a startle. But seeing that your bow is up and you are not intending to do any harm, maybe have eased themselves. Yeah.
As I see Kalain is kind of reluctant to speak, I kind of move my hair back a little bit to where, since I've seen his ears at this point, I kind of move mine back to where he can see my ears as well.
He notices and says, "Why do I give a fuck about you being an elf?"
Well, alright then.
He does a little subtle swipe of his hair, and Conan's like, "Oh, fuck
I'll
you."
cover it back up, jeez. Sorry.
No offense to you, stranger, but we're on a mission. Please, whatever you need from us, let us know.
Lane,
Well,
he
it's
could have jumped us here in the woods and he didn't. want to show him at least a bit more respect.
I will say that was pretty good. Not many people get the jump on me, so I respect that. But please hurry. We're on a mission.
So mission you're on, eh? I too am on a mission. Would y'all care for me to join you?
What was the village name? Was Thorpe, right?
Yeah. So you two know you're not very far. You're maybe an hour away from this village. Ketham kind of turned in a little bit earlier than he doesn't know he's that close to the town.
About what time is it in the day? Or night?
The time it's at 8:40 currently.
Bottom left.
It's called Thorpe, right?
Thorpe, yeah, village of Thorpe.
Thord?
Thorpe, Thorpe.
Oh gosh, my camera's going crazy. Are y'all seeing that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty bad.
You look like
the
you're getting
wires
attacked.
going loose or something.
Ketham, you said, right?
Yes.
We're on the way to Thorpe. If you want to join us, that's fine, I guess. You could talk to him.
Just so happens that's exactly where I'm headed as well. Chasing breadcrumbs.
Us too. What do you know?
I don't know why my camera went out. Sorry.
Yeah, that's all right. So, Ketham, you are joining them the rest of the journey to the village.
Yes.
Okay. You kind of trail behind them. They're both on horses, or maybe you guys are, however you were traveling, or maybe at each other's side. Little idle conversation here and there that, where you're coming from, maybe what you're good at, what your interests are. Oh, sorry, I lost my spot. But as time passes, and just as you suspected, after about an hour up the road, you begin to see torchlights. And a town watchman, as you approach, hails you. But upon entering the light, he recognizes the Zenobian sigil upon Dalin's chest, which still holds influence and authority in this area so far away from Waterdeep. He promptly waves you all in. Now, there's no gates, or more or less. He's more just kind of patrolling the road. There's a bit of steep dirt kind of embankments that they kind of utilize maybe for some defenses, but as far as a palisade, there isn't one. But as you approach, as he waves you through, "Sirs, what's your business?"
Just here to bed down for the night.
Bed down. What brings you to Thorpe?
I'll look at Kalain, kind of seeking approval, since he seems to be much more careful with information than I am. Just kind of a little...
Wanted to search for someone.
Searching for someone. Well, maybe I could be some help. I am the watchman and I watch all day and all night. Who you be looking for?
Girl, about 20 years old, red hair, beautiful face, beautiful smile. Has a silver pin in her hair too. And have you seen anyone like that?
Well, we don't get many travelers. At least not of the female type. Mostly tradesmen and merchants, occasionally rolling through. But I think the innkeeper Tavern might be more assistance over at the Rolling Log Tavern.
Gotcha. I appreciate it, sir.
If they came through here, they would have stayed there. It's the only inn in town.
Good to know.
Guess we're heading towards the end.
Okay. Approaching the building, lights flicker inside. It's easy to find, and it's rather quiet compared to some of the inns and taverns you guys are used to. Above the door hangs a sign with the words engraved. The Rolling Hills Inn and Tavern. Hills is crossed out. Under it is written in red paint, you would assume is paint, the Rolling Logs Inn and Tavern. That too is also crossed out with red paint. Someone began to write something else below log. It starts with a K, but stopped there. So right now it just says the Rolling K Inn and Tavern.
Okay.
Walking inside, the tavern is quite mild this evening. Folks are going on about their business. Oh, give me a second. There we go. Almost missed my own thing. The tavern is quite mild this evening. Folks are going on about their business with stout in hand. They grow quiet when outsiders pass by or come near, keeping to themselves, only emitting short, suspicious glances when they can get away with it. The hefty oak door at the front of the tavern creaks open and you three walk in. Looking around the room, most of the tables are full. Above the bar, you spot a second-floor balcony, which you could assume to be rooms up there. A few other travelers kind of are coming and going up and down the stairs, not too many, but a few of them do pass you and go out the door, nodding politely as they leave, not as to like just bump through you. The air is ripe with stale ale, and working men stink, but fortunately it's not too overpowering. You catch a few short glances, and a few of them kind of linger a little too long. That mostly could be chalked up to the heart of seeing. They kind of squint a bit longer in an attempt to recognize you, and when they're satisfied that they don't, they return to what they're doing. You see a bald, fat man behind the bar. He was currently defeathering a goose. The moment that you walk through the door, he does turn and look at you, revealing dark skin and a red handlebar mustache, and promptly begins cleaning his hands and raising his eyebrow at you. What are you guys doing?
Just,
I walk up and ask him, how much for the goose?
Well, when a goose is done and repaired, you may have a bit of it. It'd be 2 silver pieces. It's a pretty expensive goose. What brings you to my inn?
I'm with these two. They can fill you in.
See that?
food, drink, and a warm bed.
He's not with us.
Very well.
Each
I have
time.
2 rooms available, and it'd be 2 silver pieces a night. 3 pieces with breakfast, 5 silver pieces for the rooms and the deluxe breakfast.
Quite the cost for a small backwoods town like this.
Give me an insight check.
Alright. Also, I think my camera just died, so I can't get it.
That's alright.
Not great.
You don't really you're thinking that it might be expensive. Is it? Yeah, I mean, you can obviously tell that, but does it seem like he's taking advantage of you? It's hard to tell. Well, those be the prices. So that's the cost of me. I pass on to you, plus, of course, my margin. That's the way these things work. Or you want to buy it or not? Well, the ale's cheap. The ale's only a copper. And a goblet of wine, depending on what you get. If you're locally sourced, it's 2 copper. If it's Barovian wine, it's 5 copper pieces.
I'll take a room and a meal.
Colleen, I assume. Well, I'm sorry, speaking me to you. I think we'll share a room. Colleen and
We bunking together, brother? Like old times?
I. As always,
Alright.
save the coin where we can.
Yep. I agree.
But I
Even
said I'm
better.
Tomek, and I'm happy to jot you down. That'll be... Are you doing the breakfast as well?
Sure. Why the fuck not?
Standard or deluxe?
We'll go with the standard, since your standard's about the cost of a deluxe from what I can tell.
We don't deserve a deluxe one right now.
Very well. That'll be 3 silver pieces for the room, 1 copper for the... I'm sorry, sir, did you say wine? Or ale?
Ale.
Pointing at you.
Ale for deluxe.
Ale for
Yeah.
you. And you... young half, sir.
None for me. Thank you,
None for
though.
you. Very well.
As
yeah,
this is
that's,
happening, I'm gonna
Oh, yeah.
sit down at the bar and just kind of scan the area to see if there's any other like interesting figures sitting in the area.
Not really any sort of check needed because it's very obvious. Most of the people in here are farmers or tradespeople. And anyone that is of any kind of interest would be in the back of the room. You spot a... Give me 1 second. In the corner of the room, at a large round table, you spot what looks like a man with his feet up. He's shuffling a deck of cards and staring at you 3. You get the feeling he's been watching you since you came in. And for a moment, you thought him surprised, but a grin of confidence is all you see now. And at that, Judas, can you describe your character?
Let's go.
Okay. Judas is as you see him, he looks shabbily dressed. Fairly average build, kind of long, fairly unkempt hair. You can tell it's normally pulled back a little bit to kind of wear a cap or some sort of head covering. But right now his hair is kind of flowing down around him. Kind of wears, regular sorts of kind of middle-class breeches with a long, like black and purple overcoat. If you can imagine kind of like a colonial era sort of a pirate coat sort of thing is what the vision is of it. Overall, just kind of sunken eyes, just kind of looks like very worn from the road.
Okay, so what are you doing? So your feet are up, like I described, kind of seeing Ketham kind of look at you and almost kind of like lock eyes with him for a second. Is there anything that you do or react to? Or do you sit there menacingly staring? Smoldering, even.
No, don't say anything. Going to pull 3 cards and just kind of idly, basically, have them pull, discard, pull, discard, pull, discard. So draw 3. Look down at the cards, kind of give it a okay, a nod, and then wave. Kind of a invitation without saying anything.
This is just to Ketham, correct? It's Dallin and
To all of you, kind of gesturing at all of you.
Dallin and Kalain are kind of still speaking with the innkeeper, and as they're doing so, this is happening. Ketham, what do you do?
As I see him pull the cards, I kind of nudge Dallin and kind of point over in that direction. And then I say, I'm gonna go check out this guy over here, y'all. Wait up for me. And I walk over there to meet him.
Okay, as you're kind of walking over there, Dallin, any response, or what are you guys doing? Sorry.
I've grabbed my ale and kind of, I guess, nudged Kalain and pointed off where Ketham is walking off to this stranger. Kalain, there's a couple seats over there if you're interested. I know you don't like making friends.
Are we friends with that guy now?
He seems okay to me. An hour walking of dead silence, isn't that what you love?
I don't like people who sneak up on me, that's why. I can't trust
There was
them.
some small talk,
Sure, if it pleases you, brother.
Let's go pull up a seat with him. We could maybe bring some good fortune to us. The man back there seems to be playing with cards. Who knows?
We could use the good fortune.
Come on, I'll give him a nod and then walk over with my ale.
Okay, as you guys approach, Ketham kind of ahead, walks up to the table.
Judas is gonna kind of address them as they're coming in, kind of making a sweeping gesture to the adjacent seats, and he's greetings. Why don't you guys have a seat? The cards right now tonight are in your favor, and hopefully they are also in mine.
I'll nudge Kalain and kind of gesture at him. See.
Right. I'll sit, but I won't play with you, stranger.
No, these cards are not normally for playing with each other. They're for playing with fate. Do you know yours?
No, I don't want to know it, but I'm intrigued. So I'll sit with you.
Are you buying? I think I'm out of ale over here, and you guys look like you are a little less for wear than I was.
Well, if you go to the bar, he'd be selling ale for 1 copper. So have at it.
Gesture over to the barkeep and just raise up this many to signify what number he's at.
He like squints really hard. Maybe he's hard of seeing, but he holds up 5 nods. But
I have to try to get you to pay. You never know. There's lots of generous people on the road.
There's also lots of, I would say, bad people on the road too. Monsters. Monsters people. Dangerous times.
I mean, under this moon, there's lots to be the way is uncertain, but whenever you walked in, I don't know, just the light kind of shone the path.
and the innkeep kind of comes up and interrupts you. I didn't know if you meant 5 ales or 5 wines.
5 ale. I don't have money for wine.
Okay. And he like turns around and goes,
Keep an eye on him.
Stranger, what's your name?
The name is Judas. Judas Randir.
Ah,
Are you guys passing through town, or where are you going?
In search of someone.
yeah.
Trail went a bit cold, and I'll put out my hand. Dallin Calcir.
I go over to shake his hand as well, and as kind of a note in general, it feels ice cold whenever you touch hands.
Oh, great.
chums his
Nice
face.
and
when you said-
clammy.
Not clammy, just
just cold.
cold.
Okay.
That's so off-putting, man.
Don't come to school tomorrow.
Banned.
Will meet stranger. And
Hey.
you are who?
My name is Kalain Starm. Pleased to
Glenn?
meet you, I guess. Kalain.
Will met. It's dangerous on the road. It's good that you guys travel together.
He's my brother.
Well, I got these 5 ales for you. It says you asked to be 5 copper pieces. And honestly, it's kind of nice to see travelers coming to the... It's been some time since we had some people come through here. Maybe a month or so. But it's good to have some good business. Well, these cranky assholes, they're my normal patrons. But if you need anything else, holler. And he kind of sets all your ales down, like on the... puts the tray on the table.
Gotcha.
Anything else I can get you boys?
I'll pass him the 5 copper. I'll take care of this one.
Oh, Chip, I still need 5 copper from you.
Be gone with ye.
Well,
sir.
let me know if there's anything else you need.
Thank you, sir.
And thank you, Dallin.
Yes, that's me.
Much appreciated.
Also, Judas. We met this guy on the road too.
I'm gonna give him one of these. Name's Ketham.
Yeah.
I'm with these guys.
He's not with us.
You're with us now, huh?
I assure you, it's probably better. Especially that one pointing over at Dallin. He looks like he might be able to handle himself in a fight. Some of us, yours truly included, needs protection. I assume you might be able to provide that? I may be on the road soon.
On the road to where exactly? What brings you here? What are you looking for protection from exactly?
Well, it may be a little hard to believe, but it wasn't quite a little birdie. A large birdie told me to find a place. I do not know where. But when you all walked in, I heard a name. So I'm searching for a place called Barovia. have you heard of it? Is it? I believe it should be somewhere in, pointing in a bunch of different directions, somewhere around.
Never heard of her.
It's not a woman.
Oh,
I am a. Not that I wouldn't be looking for a woman. Don't get me wrong, but around here, no. No, it's a place, and I don't know. I don't know where it is. I don't know how to get there, but I know I must go.
Money, would I recognize that from my travels as
Yeah, do we know that name at all?
Monster Hunter?
As he
You
says
do
it, my
not.
eyes kind of like lift up in surprise that somebody else has said it.
You. Do I suss that out, or I kind of want to suss out? Does Ketham actually recognize what I'm talking about? Do I need a roll for that at all, or no?
Not necessarily. I'd say it's the timing of you saying it and his reaction is pretty telling enough that
Okay.
you picked up on that. He didn't. It wasn't like 10 seconds later. And he goes, "Oh yeah, Barovia, I know where it is."
Yeah.
It was almost immediate.
Okay. So if that's the case, then you, Ketham, you know?
Well, you said a big birdie told you. I've had a bunch of little birdies tell me about this
Yeah.
place.
Where is it? Like, are you from there, or you have family?
I've heard it's this way, or over here as well, the same as you.
Ah, another one trapped in the shadows.
And as you guys are kind of talking, up on the balcony above, an eavesdropper shifts his weight, at which none of you quite notice, but he has been listening attentively to what you are saying. And a voice sounds, but only you, Vale, can hear it. And it says, "A thread, and those who weave it." Vale, would you please describe your character?
You see a sketchy looking, travel worn, emancipated young man. He looks like he just doesn't really know how to take care of himself, kind of. He's a little pale, his hair's a little greasy. He's got some travel leathers underneath, like a larger Victorian Gothic kind of coat that it's so worn that and ratty that it doesn't really give you the impression at first, but it is really quite well made, and you don't really pick up on that at first through all the layers of tatter and dirt and disheveled look that the outer coat has. It's longer, goes down to roughly behind his knees, covers him from rain and everything. He's got a very crude, looks like it was patched and made on the road, eye patch covering his right eye, and a long, dark black hair.
Catching most of what was shared, the name Barovia mainly grabbing your attention immediately. What are you doing?
Okay. Do you maybe mind if I come sit down?
I'll look to Judas. Your table, friend.
Kind of. Is the table like angled up, or is it directly below this balcony?
It's not directly below, but it's close enough to the balcony a bit. You're
Okay,
in the
so I would
corner
kind of like
the
look
tavern.
up and back behind me.
I'm sorry, strangers. I might have. I don't wish to intrude, but I definitely.
Eh,
I heard
you-
the word Barovia. This may have some peculiar meaning to me as of late. I feel that it might be diligent for us to have some conversation.
You say that you don't want to interrupt, but yet you do anyway. People. Come on down, stranger. It looks like you haven't eaten in days. Share our food.
Oh, okay. And yeah, I'll come down the stairs.
You make your way down. There is a remaining seat at the table. You sit down, maybe a bit shyly, like knees together, or however Vale would sit. But there is.
He's not a confident man.
I think we're picking up on that. So yeah, you sit down at the table.
Hello, weary travelers.
I'm gonna look to Clayne and kind of whisper, "Are we the only two that don't know of this place? What is this place about?"
I don't know, brother.
I assure you, I have no idea what it is either.
Well, you three have seemed to have heard of it. Where have you all heard of it from? Just birds speaking to all three of you?
Yes.
Bit odd.
It wasn't a bird that said Barovia. It was just a voice, but specifically when you three entered. So something tells me you might be the chariot that I must travel upon to get to my destination.
You plan to ride them?
Please, let's not do that.
In a way.
As you say that, sorry, 1 second. There it is. Tomek again approaches, seeing another person at the table. "Oh, you young lad," and getting a bit close. You can almost smell his breath, Vale. He's kind of just almost brushes his handlebar red mustache against your cheek as he leans into your ear. "And I hope your room is more than acceptable, sir. Is there anything that I could get for you?"
I would take it. I would drink some tea potentially.
If you'd like an ale, for some reason we ordered 5 at a table of 4. You could have our spare.
Much thanks, traveler, but I will pass on that.
I also don't want mine either. Someone else can have it.
I'll pass one to Ketham, since we have too many now.
I'll hold out the
double fist.
a hand to stop the drink from passing. It's like no. Whatever your name is, no, I insist. It is the bounty of our table. I always order an extra one in case that we have someone else come in from the road. Such is the way.
Extras. You should order more extras.
Now hold on. On his dime, not mine. I insist. The ale warms the heart and warms the spirit. And on weird cold nights like this, I insist you should drink. And pass it to him.
A little pressure.
Trying to
You
do a
pass
little...
to Vale or to Kalain? I wasn't...
To Vale.
To Vale.
It's kind of I'm trying to persuade him to take the drink and join us.
I have found on numerous occasions that does not agree with me, unfortunately.
Stranger, are you even old enough to drink? You look so young.
Sure, I could... I'll get your tea. It's on the house. Do you want me? He kind of leans in and whispers, "Do you want me to throw them out? I will. It's no problem."
No.
Have you picked up on that at all, or is that only to Vale?
You can try to.
I would like if he's whispering in his ear. I mean, I'm right there across the table.
Can I help?
I mean...
Yeah, I'd say you guys, it's not helping, but you both can, at least at the max, 2 of you can try to pick up on that. I'd say Dallin and Colleen are more sitting on that side of the table. You can both try to listen in on that.
Okay.
Oof.
Use that perception, Money.
Brutal tonight so far.
Ooh.
Eat shit.
I can have them kicked out, sir. Sorry, be no problem.
No. Not on my behest. I beg you, please don't make a scene.
Very well, sir. I'll bring you your tea. And the barkeep kind of quickly turns around a little bit faster than he'd been moving before. Quickly moves back and kind of goes out of sight into the back room.
Wonder what that was about. Stranger.
Do you own this place?
No, I don't.
Well, stranger, may I ask your name?
I was about to ask the same.
My name?
You have one, don't you?
Oh dear. It's been some time since I spoke in this manner with anyone. My name is Vale. Yes. Yes, my name is Vale.
Vale.
I'll nod my
Pleased
head
to meet you.
and throw my arm across the table like I did with Judas. Dallin Kelsier.
I would say Dallin and Kalain, give me insight checks.
Okay. By the way, while this is rolling, it's gonna be hard to get used to Vale over Raz. It's very, very different so far.
What do you mean?
Okay.
I feel like Joel and I are just like polar opposites of our previous characters.
Pretty
Um,
much.
So I actually, in my mind, I made this a very high DC, and Kalain actually made it. All I'm going to say, and it's not going to reveal anything about anybody, is that you do pick up a hint based off of the way he speaks, the way that he enunciates his words properly. You two being of similar backgrounds, you pick up a little bit on like some nobility there in his responses, and it's not as kind of loose and kind of quick in comparison to the other two at the table. You're picking up on that.
Gotcha. I will look at him, nod, say, "My name's Kalain. Pleased to meet you."
My hand is
And-
stretched across the table.
And I'm just like, kind of awkwardly look at Kalain and then like look at the hand and really don't do much.
It's not cold. I'll pull my hand back. All right, have it your way, friend.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't understand the gesture, but good to meet you, sirs. On the road, it's always very difficult. You all look rather disheveled and wet. I'm sure you were on the road for some time.
Yeah. Yes, quite a bit. Anyway. Judas, what's our fate say now?
Well, I'll let you in on the third card, which since I drew 3 as soon as you guys joined, I knew this would be a path forward for all of us. Clearly, 3 of us here know of Barovia, so I believe the chariot was actually a good omen that maybe we will all find our path. The third card tells me this might be the end of our individual paths and the new beginning of death. And on that note, the death card is not a card of only bad omen. It is the death of the old and the growth of the new. Where else does a new orchard of trees grow but in the old battlefield? So, with that, how about a game of dice? Just to see. I'm feeling good about this group. The cards basically tell me this is my future, so I might as well enjoy myself. So,
Judas, I do apologize, but I'm not much for games. Hope you don't mind.
not much for games. Are you one for money?
Now you're speaking his language.
You got me there.
I could be up for
All
a
right.
dice game. Been on the road for a while.
Well, okay then. Simple game.
Wait,
And,
Vale, will you play it?
Yes, anybody can play.
I'm afraid you might have to teach me potentially, but
Oh,
Why not?
is simple game. But so I'm gonna pass out just a handful of basically just d6s, and all right, let's see here. Everybody roll one. And I will tell you guys your fate.
Alright, just roll d6.
Go ahead.
Wait,
Even I will.
Wait, where do we find just like the regular old D6s at?
Bottom right.
Bottom right.
You see the little dice icons down there.
Should be a square next to a
Second from the
triangle.
left.
That's a 6. Just click that and then you hit enter.
I don't see the dice in the bottom right.
Just for my notebook here, Jums is VAEL.
Yep.
Oh, I see it now.
Judas, where does the money come in? I thought we were supposed to put money in first, and then we
Yeah, who are we waiting on?
I just
We're waiting
rolled.
on one more.
waiting
you?
on me.
Go ahead and roll. This isn't just go for it. And what do you know? It was actually kind of a reverse game. Lowest roll is the winner. So I guess you owe me a drink. Trying to
I can do. Oh, okay.
Oh well. In that case, I suppose I could buy you all some drinks. I suppose.
The
No,
five
no,
I
no, no,
ordered
just
earlier wasn't
me.
enough for you there, Judas.
no. Just me. Not the rest. Just me. See, I got 2. You all have higher than 2. It's my drink now.
As you're explaining this and how you win in a game that you just made up out of nowhere, Tomek returns. He's on this plate, assuming the only clay-fired plate he has. Most everything you've seen is wood, and a chipped teacup. He puts in front of Vale. Oh, sorry, it's still a little hot. I tried to cool it. And he kind of looks over at you, Darlin. He kind of looks at your hand quizzically. Oh, I have one of those. We're in a club together.
What is he looking at exactly? My ring, or
He's pointing directly with his finger at your house sigil ring.
oh, you have one just like this. Hmm?
Yeah, I can't remember if I wanted in gambling or somebody. Oh, well, someone might have paid for a room with it, or
I
did I
shoot-
find it
I
in
sh-
the can?
I shoot a look at Dallin.
Let me see this ring, Tomek, if you don't mind.
Sure, I got it in the back. I will go retrieve it.
Before you go, sir, I hope
Yes,
this is enough, and I'll hand him a gold piece.
What the fuck?
I'm sorry, but I couldn't possibly take a gold piece for the tea.
Oh, but you'll take 3 silver for a meal in the morning.
I'm sorry, but is it too much, or is it?
Yeah.
It's too much shit. The tea's on the house, please.
Vale, he's ripping you off if he's asking a gold for that tea.
I'm not asking for no gold. He puts it back. I'm an honest man. Kind of glares at you a bit. And the prices are fair for what I offer. You not know the effects on the next morning, or the buffs that come with it.
I got Crim in trouble. Yes.
I'm just
I'll go
wary
grab
of
that
this
ring. He turns around and kind of. I mean, he's seemingly, without even an insight check, he's harmless. He's a shorter, round man, kind of greasy, but he turns around and goes back to fetch the ring. Yeah, I'll show it to you. It's the same. Looks the same as yours.
Is it the same ring? The exact same? Is it am I inspecting it now?
No, he's headed to the back door.
Oh, okay. I thought you said he came back. Okay.
Yeah, continue
I
on
have
with
to. I have
your-
to be right back. Lauren just got home. I gotta go say hi.
Sure. Continuing back, you won your game.
You've already got an ale off of me, Judas. I'm not giving you another one for some
So-
roll
so,
of the
like-
dice.
Sidebar on that. Money. I was hoping you were gonna actually prompt a persuasion or something off of that. Of
So-
do I convince the crowd? I don't know if I should ask
You
for
can't
those things.
necessarily. I leave that up to the players. I'm not going to
Okay.
have you kind of do a dice challenge for something that they don't feel that their character would do. That kind of takes away their own
Fair enough.
You know what I mean? So if they want to fall for it for like the fun of it, that's totally fine. But I kind of leave that up to them. And if you guys do, if both people are like, oh yeah, he could try to persuade me and I could try to incite it, that's fine. We can do that. But as
Okay.
far as me making them do it, I won't. That takes away the player agency of it. So
Nope,
that's
fair enough. I just wasn't sure on the
Yeah. So if
like,
somebody does
yeah.
want to see,
ROE.
yeah, however you guys want to do it, that's totally. You can talk about much stuff. That's totally fine.
Dallin
Judas.
just going for that. He already gave you ale.
Yeah.
Ju-
No,
Judas,
it's
that
the
was,
idea of trying to get something out of people.
That was a really dumb game, Judas.
To you, it is dumb. To me, I got free ale.
I look at Ketham, you believe this guy. Gesturing at Judas.
I'll have you know, normally, people come in and they are much dumber than all of you. They normally go ahead and roll dice as I'm explaining rules, and then I win. I don't even have to, knock a dice. I mean, let the dice roll where it is.
I
My
think
mother always said, "Stupid is as stupid does."
And on that cue, Tomek
Ketham
comes
does.
kind of waddling back. It's not as clean as yours, surely, but that's the same sigil if I'm not too brazen to say so. And he kind of holds it out and shows you. And although it is kind of a little bit worn, like the engravings that kind of embolize the sigil of your house, it is yours. You do recognize it.
is it smaller than Dallin's ring size?
It's very obviously smaller than his sausage fingers. He can't wear it. But if you kind of hold up your ring to it, like the loop that goes around a finger is very obviously smaller.
Yeah, I'm gonna not snatch it from Tomek, but like kind of grab his wrist and pull it up close to inspect it a bit more. And as I look at it, I'm gonna lock eyes with Kalain.
What's the meaning of this? Unleash me at once.
I let him go without even thinking about it. I'm just looking at Kalain.
What was
Is
that
it-
about?
Is it hers? Who did you get this from, Tomek? I need you to remember.
Well, sir, I don't really just tell other patrons' business. It's
Listen, Tomek, and I'll show him a picture of Jenny.
Picture? Well, like a Polaroid back in the medieval ages?
Yeah, dude, a drawing.
I'd say you have like a cut off like
Yeah.
family painting that you have.
Yeah.
So that's fine. I know you guys have a
Fair
picture
enough.
of her.
Yeah. Did this girl give you that ring?
I recognize that. Well, but I surely couldn't. Make a persuasion check.
Oh,
I was gonna ask if I can assist, but I didn't really say anything there. I do have persuasion proficiency.
Oh, sorry, with advantage, by the way,
okay.
for
Oh.
using the picture.
Sorry. Persuasion check. Maybe that one. Dope.
Nice.
He kind of seeing the picture and looks around the bar a bit when he's satisfied. All right, yes, I remember her. Can't forget it. Red hair. It's rare to get women in patrons at all. Mostly working farm hands here. Charling women's hardly. She didn't have much money, but she did offer this ring for her and her group to share amongst rooms, and she did sing for the group, for the taverns. Fantastic voice, very kind face. She's very nice. And the next morning, she and her party left after speaking with one of those Vistani folk, some place called Barovia. I find it kind of weird, as Barovia is a type of wine that they typically bring in the Vistani. I trade with them from time to time, but apparently it's a place.
Do we know what a Vistani is? I don't. Like, Hunter doesn't.
Yeah, Steven doesn't know what the fuck that is.
I don't rightly know them well, sirs. They're caravan folk, gypsies, if you will. They mostly keep to themselves, but stay in my inn when it's poor weather. As I said, periodically we trade. I trade my ale for their wine, and Queer folk they are, though. I don't recommend getting mixed up with them. Gypsy folk, I mean. All kinds of curses and nasty business. That's what they say, at least.
It is what they say, but you shouldn't judge books by their covers. And you
As
shouldn't
always.
believe such superstition. We are people just like everybody else.
Hold on just a moment, Judas. This is important to Kalain and I. How far back did you say this was, Tomik?
Oh, 10 days ago. Maybe a month. About a month, yes. There's the last group that really came through. We get 1 or 2 travelers coming through, but a whole group such as yourselves is not common. About a month, yes.
Tomik, the young girl that we seek, she is my sister, my younger sister, Kalain's sister. Is there any way that we could purchase this ring off of you? We need to find her, and this is something that is close to, what's the word I'm looking for? This ring is important to our family.
Tomik, I'll give you all the gold I got for that ring, please.
Kind of eyeing you both a bit. Kind of still keeping like a straight face. Buy the deluxe breakfast and I'll give it to you. But you gotta pay double, because I'm pretty sure she paid for a ring and many drinks for her party with it.
Yes, I'll do that.
That's a done
I'll
deal,
buy
Tomik.
Is it the Grand Slam breakfast?
Let it not be said that the Rolling Hills rolling keg is not fair. That'd be 1 gold piece to you guys.
To each of us?
Total.
Total, okay. 5 silver.
Brother, I'll take that one.
I by the way, I broke up my 10 gold that I had just because we had to pay for
That's
a few
fine.
things. Is that okay at this start? Alright.
Yeah,
So
at the
you got
start
that,
it's fine.
Joel? Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'll take that.
So okay, you guys hand over the coin and he kind of puts the ring down gently. Is there anything else you have? Son?
Is there anything else that you can tell us about where she went? More about the group that she was with? Any information that you could possibly give Kalain or I here?
Oh, the group seemed to be of scholarly types. There's a few
Archaeologists, perhaps?
I wouldn't
Digging
rightly know,
tools?
sir.
Digging tools, things of that nature, potentially?
They did come with a wagon, but I did not look inside what their wagon held. They did have 1 or 2 men that I would say could handle themselves. Maybe their guard, I'm not sure. But as I said, they spoke with one of those Vistani men that came through my tavern that night, and the next morning they left with them.
Appreciate that, Tomik.
Yes, thank you, Tomik.
You didn't
No,
hear it from
lost.
me. And he turns around and walks away.
I'll turn to Judas. So, Barovia,
Barovia.
where is it? Where do we? How do we get there?
I was hoping. I mean, the chariot
Hey,
came up when you guys came in. I hope
Read,
that
read
you
your,
knew.
Read your fucking cards. What does it say?
Hey, there's only so much the cards can say. The rest comes from the heart and the mind and sometimes from the gut. But I don't know. They pointed to you.
Hmm.
Maybe I'm just supposed to go with you. Maybe you know where it is eventually and you're just not telling me.
I wish I could tell you. I wish I knew where it was.
Look over at the what's the name of the barkeep?
Tomik.
Tomek.
Tomik.
Tomek, do you know where Barovia is? Do you know where the wine comes from? Like, what direction?
What? Let me come over there. Waddles his fat little body over there.
I didn't
What
realize
was
he
that,
wasn't.
sir? Did you go through your ale already?
Not quite. But, no, I should stop for now. But you know Barovia because of the wine. But which direction does the wine come from? Like, do you know where it comes from?
Well, the stunning caravans come through occasionally. They come from the east, come from the north, come from the west. Can't rightly say, sir. Personally, I chalked it up to some gypsy nonsense. Maybe their version of heaven, I'm not really sure. Sounds made up to believe, but Barovian wine sounds high class, so that's what I call it.
High class. Dale, do you know where Barovia is?
Only threads? Only. Sorry, the answer's no. No, I don't.
What about you, Ketham? You three seem to know of this place at least. Any of you have any information on it? As Kalain and I now seek it seems.
He talks of these gypsies. I've been following their whispers for some time now.
As you say that, suddenly, the tavern door swings open to a loud slam. You haven't really quite picked up on it, but it's begun to kind of drizzle outside of it. A little bit of rain. Not heavy, but as it opens, you kind of feel the breeze kind of fill the room, and speckles of kind of rain kind of get sucked through the door. And a hush kind of falls over the room as everybody, again, as you arrive, turn to see who comes to the door. Framed by the lamp-lit fog, a form strides through the doorway. His heavy-booted footfalls, masked by the jingle of his coins, shatter the silence. His brightly colored clothes are draped in loose folds about him, and his hat hangs askew. Hiding his eyes in shadows, without hesitation, he walks straight up to the barkeep and begins to order a drink. Give me 1 second. Picture more colorful clothing. I couldn't find anything about this individual with colorful clothing. But it's a mix of greens and purples. His hat has like weird, what do you call them, knick-knack decorations along the side, almost like how people would put like a fish hook on the bill of their hats. He's got like weird little jewelries and knickknacks around, like not necessarily a fedora, but it's almost like a Australian bush hat. One side is kind of up on one end with a feather. One side's kind of bent up with a feather kind of coming out. The other side kind of hangs a little bit low. While he waits for his drink, he turns and leans against the bar against his back, kind of fiddling his fingers in unison on the wood. He quickly scans the room, moving his head from left to right, and his eyes land on you five. A quick half smile creeps across his face, and he immediately approaches. He comes and stands before your table in a wide-legged stance and crosses his arms, and he says, "Pardon me, friends, but is this seat taken?" And he kind of grabs a seat that's kind of empty at another table and brings it over and slides it over to yours.
It wasn't, but I guess it is now.
Half the damn bar is at our table, might as well bring in another.
Very good indeed. Barkeep, I'm sitting over here now. And he sits down at the table. He goes almost to put his feet up on the table, kind of halts, realizing maybe that it might be rude, and then kind of sits normally. How is everybody doing this evening? You seem to be the most interesting people that I've seen in this place in quite some time.
Quite well. And who might you be?
Where are my manners? I'm sorry, friend. I've been on the road for too long. My name is Erigal. I am here on business, and as luck would have it, my business, you kind of fit the bill. If you will grant me but a moment of your time.
You have it.
What was the name? I'm sorry.
Erigal. It's Arrigal. And as he sits, the babble of the tavern voices kind of resumes, and people kind of go back to their drinks. No one's really kind of looking anymore. And without even an insight check, it's kind of obvious that people are kind of used to seeing them, people like him, dressed like him, or maybe just him in particular, you're not sure, come through this area. So what say you, friends? May I have a moment of your time?
Speak, friend. You have it.
Thank you kindly. Quite a long road it was, as I said. He kind of gestures to the barkeep. Actually, Barovian wine, if you have it, please. Ale will suffice if you don't. And he pauses for a moment. Oh, apologies, friends. Is there anything that you wanted? It is on me. We are now friends. I must christen this. That's a bad word, but you know what I mean. I must begin this friendship on the right foot. May I buy you all a drink?
I'll have what you're having, and I like the way you order the barman around. It's like you own the place. I like that.
Well, sorry if I don't own it, but I am through here quite often. Yes. If I may say so, you five stand out from this crowd significantly, and it has struck my curiosity. I come through here often, and rarely do I see, kind of gestures at Darlin, someone as heavily armored as you. Gestures at Kalain. Someone as stoic. I'm picking up on stoic. And he kind of continues around the table. He looks at Judas. I'm familiar with people like you. No offense, friend. And then looks over to Vale and Ketham, and both of them. He's not quite picking up on you two very much. Nevertheless, you are more special than. He kind of like leans in than these regular fuckers over here. They're not good company.
I'm a little lost, I will admit.
I just kind of eye him suspiciously.
So, friends, how do you five know each other, and what brings you to Thorpe?
We don't, actually.
We're all friends right now. They joined my table.
We're not friends.
According to Judas, fate brought us together, but
Fate is fickle, friend. Very fickle. Nonetheless, how exciting! New meetings for all of us, huh? We be best of friends tonight. We drink. Yes?
Yes.
Very good. As he says this, the bartender comes by and serves each of you your drinks. Half of them are of wine, and he brings a larger cup of wine, sets it in front of Aragorn. So this is the last bit of Barovia wine I have. I know you like it the most, but I go ahead and want to give you a double. Very good, thank you. And as he kind of walks away, Aragorn, I had hoped there would be Barovian wine here. I'm glad that there is. It is scarce back home currently. But anyways, as I've said, friends, I am a talented hunter of sorts. And I've been instructed to deliver this message to any able-bodied adventurers who, well, he gestures to the room presently filled with, as I said, farmers and tradesmen. Your lot fits the picture more. If you be creatures of honor, perhaps you should come to my master's aid, yes? I recommend, if you do, to depart in the morning, as it is not advisable to travel Svarish Wood at night. Would you be of interest?
what exact aid does your master need? And where does this road lead us?
Well, you see, my master, the burgomaster of Barovia, is requesting heroes to protect the love of his life. It's all in this letter. I just need to know, and he kind of like flips it around his finger, like kind of like in a finesse way. I just need to know, so that I keep track. Do you accept?
In Barovia?
Barovia, you said.
That's correct, sir. It's Barovia.
Are we all five just kind of looking at each other right now?
I'm kind of like whispering to myself unintelligibly in the corner a little bit, and my single eye that you can see is kind of darting amongst the rest of you, and you can notice a little bit of visible panic.
I'm like sitting on the edge of my seat listening to every word that this guy is, like very intently listening. Oops.
It's a veil. You hear the whisper of the word thread.
I think I look over at Kalain. Kalain, if this man knows how to get to Barovia, sounds like a good enough offer for me. What do you say?
I don't think we have much of a choice, brother.
And I'll nod my head towards Aragol.
All in agreement, yes? All five, yes?
Yes.
Excellent, excellent. My job is now complete for the day. I thought I wasn't going to find a soul. And he pulls the letter from his leather jerkin, and he puts it down on the table. And he puts it, it is a regular like parchment envelope, and it is sealed. And the seal looks like this. Give me a second.
As he's fumbling with the scroll, I kind of lean over to whoever's next to me, and it's like, finally, someone knows where fucking Barovia is. Jesus.
Okay. That is a seal. Is it like a wax
friend.
seal?
Damn.
Like a wax seal on it with this?
Yeah, it is. It is a very the design of it, the detail of it is very fine, and it's something that I would definitely say, Kalain, Dallin, and even and Vale as well. You guys would recognize that this is a high quality seal, of the highest quality. You've seen lower noble seals and seals that have been in a family for generations that can be worn. This seems very well put together, like a higher quality wax and everything. Preference.
Did you say? Sorry. Did you say who his master was? His name?
Oh, of course. It would be the Burgermaster, Burgermaster, Koryana Endarovich.
Oh god, that's a mouthful.
I will type it so that you can. It's not easy to sound out when trying to say the Russian.
Burgermeister. Is that what it is?
That was a lot of rolling of R's. I applaud you, sir. As someone who struggles with that.
Now, friends, business for me is concluded. Shall we drink?
Has he already offered up the letter and like we have it in our possession?
He slides it onto the table, and kind of pulls his hand back, knowing that you've said you've accepted. He doesn't really. He just offers, "Hey, shall we drink?"
I flip over one card, and it's the tower. I'm legitimately like pulling cards and playing off of them. So pulling the tower off the top of the deck, looks at it. Judas kind of let's get smashed.
No, tower equals. We'll take it as
tower.
Sure.
A long
It's supposed to be like
staircase for a
chaos.
tall tower. That means a long night. And he stands up. I'll go get the drinks. And he turns and he walks up to the bar. And as he's grabbing drinks, what are you guys doing?
Grab the letter.
Okay. Kind of looking at the letter. The only thing that's on there is it is addressed to, and it's addressed, and it says to any and all who will answer the call, and a beautiful flowing script. And on the back is that sigil.
I'll look at Dallin and I'll say, I don't really like him, but I feel like this is our only choice.
If he knows where Barovia is, then I agree. You all
I
three
look-
seek Barovia, yes? Are you?
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't-
You didn't really give anyone a chance to speak. Are you all in on this?
I will admit that I've been a bit wayward here, waiting for a thread, and then you three walked in here and it was wrapped around all three of you. So I feel that I'm in. Whatever it is that we are doing, whoever you might be, I'm in.
I'm looking at Ketham and Judas now. Well, I think Judas said you were in already, right?
I really like this guy. It reminds me of my people. I think he is my people. Sounds like fun, and I mean, it's where we're all trying to go. We might as well take advantage of the road ahead and go on forth with him, or for him.
I seek Barovia. I'm in.
Man of few words. I like that.
I will, if that's the case, I will open the letter.
Okay. And I'm gonna read this to you guys. Yeah, you explode. I'm gonna read this to you guys because it's a little hard to read. By the way, as I reveal these things to you guys, over on the journal tab, they are in the player handouts. So if you need to come back to them.
Nice.
So, you open the letter, and it's very well written. Just the letters, the way they are written, seem very proper. Very proper. And it says, "Hail to thee of might and valor. I, a lowly servant of Barovia, send honor to thee. We plead for thy so desperately needed assistance. The love of my life, Irina Koliana, has been afflicted by an evil so deadly that even the good people of our village cannot protect her. She languishes from her wound, and I would have her saved from this menace. There is much wealth in this community, and I offer all that might be had to thee and thy fellows, if thou shalt but answer my desperate plea. Come quickly, for time is at hand. All that I have shall be thine. Please, succeed where others have failed miserably. Koliana Andarovich, Burgomaster."
Okay.
And I put it in the chat as well, if you guys need to. And kind of looking back and seeing Aragol, he's still kind of at the bar. You see the bartender kind of pouring the drinks, and they're kind of having their own kind of conversation. You kind of hear words about like food and wine or something. It's not like they're being secretive. It's just small talk.
I mean,
Well,
deep. Nope. On. Sorry. You go.
Looks like we came into this tavern with one fuck. Now we leave it with 3 fucks.
I was not expecting that as a character personality. I like it. I like that it's 180 from Dosen, though, for sure.
Yeah, right. I'll look at Kalain. Maybe you'll come to like them in time as you did with me.
Brother, I've always told you. And these 3, they seem okay.
And I'll look at Kalain and I'll kind of be like, "And who might you be?"
Oh,
Like you just saw him for the first time?
My apologies, Vale.
Sorry if I'm moving along too quickly, guys, but
You're fine.
I'm just
You're
trying
good,
to
you're
do
good.
this again.
Yeah, my name is Kalain Starum. I am Talon's half brother,
Ah,
as you can see, and I point at the ears.
who's Talon?
That is this person to the right of me.
I offer my hand
Whoa.
over to you again, Vale.
And I'll like grab it just by your fingers, not like not like a hand, but just by your fingers, and be like, "Good to meet you. Good, 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 good."
Better than last time, at least. Did we ever get your name, Jums? Did we ever get Vale's name?
Yeah,
Yeah, you did.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. It's been a
I
while.
forgot it at first.
yeah. Vale, don't forget to meet Kevin as well.
Just always giving the little 2-finger salute.
Yeah, at this point, you guys have, I mean, it's kind of assumed that maybe you've introduced, but feel free to keep going.
It's gonna take a few times for Vale, okay?
At this point, it's kind of RP. I kind of like it.
For sure. Do we need to take a 5-minute break, anybody? Or can we continue?
I'm good.
I'm
I'm
good.
Good.
I'm gonna go ahead and take you up on that meeting. So
Okay.
All right. Well, if he's doing that, then I will also go.
Cool. Yeah.
I'll go get some
Let's take
water.
5 minutes.
I got some food in front of me. I can mow too, so it's perfect.
All right. I also just ordered a new webcam while Prime Day was still going. Let's go.
Bro, I should probably do that. Mine's been holding up pretty good though. It hasn't
Yeah.
gone blurry on me.
Not once. No, not that I've seen. Anyways, I'll be right back.
Sure. Thought to bring you in so late, Jums. I had like some trigger words that I was waiting for. I know. I hope it worked out good. Cool. I can't hear you for some reason.
The creeper at the top of the stairs is just like, man, that's perfect.
Yeah, I tried to. I originally had like a much simpler intro, and I was like, nah, man, let's make this something good. I'm not in any rush. I want this to be kind of good storytelling and a lot of stuff for people to get into. Hey, Austin, you're jumping right into it, man. I don't know what you're so worried about. You're doing fine.
Dude, I feel like my voice is literally an exact replica of Hunter's voice. So I'm like, I feel like I'm trying to change my voice as it's going along, but I
Yeah.
like can't think of anything to like use.
And
I
I,
find-
mean, that can change at any point. If you get to like session like 12, you're like, you know what? I want to be British. That's fine. I mean, it just takes a while to jump in
Okay.
and figure it out.
It always takes a bit to settle into your voice, man.
That
I'm
and
not
I'm,
gonna
like
lie,
your
I'm also
character.
loving the fact that we have two guys that are RPing brothers, and one of them's brother's actually here. That's fucking
know.
hilarious to me, kind of.
Austin, he didn't want to be brothers with you. Apparently, there's something going on there.
Ooh. Yeah, whenever you opened it up and you were like, there's somebody sitting by the fire, and then you talked about the bow, I was like, oh shit. I started racking my brain for like all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, I was like, he's brand new and he's nervous. I'm gonna make him the first one that rolls and talks.
nice.
Yeah, you got
Yeah,
the first roll, man. You're new to the group. You got to get the first roll in, you know.
I hit that 20 on my second one.
Yeah.
Yeah, burning
First
it early.
blood.
Come on.
All natural ones from here on out, boy.
Yeah, it is kind of a struggle because I didn't review a whole lot of the deck in like the meetings and everything as much as
Oh,
I
I'm a
hope.
tarot enthusiast.
Are you really?
A
Okay.
little bit. Tower does not mean chaos.
Yeah, no.
Does
I
that
know.
mean like structure or long journey
Yeah.
or something?
And like the fine line between like passion and intuition as well.
Oh fuck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
technically, I was. Thing is, I didn't know what it was, and I didn't want to like interrupt it, but I have like a guidebook for
I think
it
that's
as
why
well.
D&D did a Taroka card, because they wanted their own separate thing away from it. Because I have an entire deck that's completely different. It's super dark though.
Yeah,
I
this
feel like
one's
you
fun-
just draw from it and just like make it however you want it to be, you know?
Yeah,
if you
that's,
want me
I'm
to
doing
give-
half and half.
I
so.
can, if you do that, like as long as you don't overdo it, I can try to like throw some stuff at you too. I mean, it won't. I'll try to coincide to the image as best I can on the spot, but I'd be happy to do it. When you showed me the tower, I was like, yeah, that's gonna mean a long night, and kind of referencing like the long staircase up to the top. I mean, that's
Yeah.
obviously not what it means, but I'll just, yeah, that's what it goes for. That's what you read it. It's up to you. As long
Yeah,
if you
and-
want to do it, then keep it like general. They'll be like, okay, hey, everyone's dying tomorrow, because that's not gonna happen. unless-
Right.
oh,
I'm more or less using it as kind of like, oh, what way to react to the situation, or what do I think is going to be going on,
Sure.
sort of stuff. Like it's because technically this interpretation in this guidebook is fundamental change is inevitable. The monumental tower is shattered, bringing ruin to deep-running structures, but making way for rebirth and building anew. Where it's like, okay, that's one interpretation I've heard,
Okay.
but
Hunter, are you back yet? Okay. So as you guys kind of discussed this, and it seemed like you were all in agreement to travel together to Barovia. You're somehow all of your goals seem to align in the same location. And then as you guys kind of agree, you read through the letter. Everybody kind of takes their turn at kind of looking at it and kind of reading over it. Aragorn returns to the table. And as he does, he kind of sets the tray down on the table, And the door again, or the tavern, opens up, and more people that are somewhat dressed like him kind of begin to enter. Ah, friends, you've arrived. The fun has just begun, friends. It's time to party.
Oh boy.
So you see like a whole group of people kind of coming through, and some of them even have like instruments with them. And he kind of grabs a cup and holds it up. And looking back over at Tomek, his eyes are kind of wide, like with how many people are kind of coming in. Oh, there it is. And the little Easter egg for some of you guys from the last campaign. The name of the song. So he has brought some drinks for you guys, and you. That's for when I was DMing. It's a name of my tavern.
Gotcha.
So I should specify that. But yeah. So you guys begin to drink. Some of you do, some of you don't. Take it away.
Question: is there like music actively playing by like part of the troop that's coming?
Yeah, they've kind of come in and settled on wherever they felt like it, the floor, and some of them are playing horns and lutes and flutes.
Is there an empty spot for a string instrument?
There's always room for others in our band, sir. Join in, be fun.
Well, give me one moment. Pull out a violin, and excuse me, newfound friends. It is not often that I, especially on the road by myself for the last quite a few 10 days, that I actually have a group of people to play with. My treat. I won't even charge you this time. Let me go and play. And I go and
speak as if
join.
you're one of us, sir. Whereabouts are you from?
Originally, I mean, I grew up off the Sword Coast, a small village. I prefer not to say where. I try every day to forget.
And one of them kind of nudges the big guy in the back who has this big drum. He's a little bit older looking, maybe 50s or 60s, human male. Is this one of your bastards you've left on the coast? Jones, could be one of mine. And they all kind of laugh.
I mean, when everybody...
An uncomfortable chuckle.
I mean, when people called my mother a gypsy whore, I didn't think it was literal, you know. But good one. Shall we play?
Alright, way to bring down the mood. Let's try!
I'm just looking over at Kalain. I can't show you my face, but I'm just like, what the fuck?
If there wasn't any more kind of questions or anything for Aragol, is there anything remaining?
Eric, is he playing with the band, or is he just kind of chilling at our table?
No, he's kind of standing in the room, kind of with his drink.
Socializing.
Yeah.
Okay. Aragol, you speak of moving to, or going to Barovia. You be leading us out tomorrow and taking us in the direction, or are you just going to point in a certain way and have us walk there ourselves?
Ah, friend, the most important part. I am not coming with you. Follow me to the table, please. And he brings you over to the table, and from his leather jerkin, he pulls out a piece of paper and he lays it out on there. And from his pocket, he pulls a tiny, tiny little dagger, maybe this long, and he's just pointing at certain places, and he says, give me a second, I've lost my place.
I thought he was going to escort us.
So, you take the south road.
I'm gonna be
from
like
here.
up and like
looking
looking over.
I'm peeking over their shoulders.
Yeah,
So,
I'm kind of
you take the
ambled
south
over.
road from here. It's about a day and a half on this road. Well, it's about half a day on this road. Excuse me. You come across a path leading through the mountains about here. It gets real foggy around this time of year. If you see a foggy woods, you're in the right place. You continue down this road. This is called the Svalich Road. It goes through the Svalich Woods. Yes. You continue down this road for another day. You will find my master in a town called Barovia. Yes. So about day and a half travel, depending on how fast you're moving. And he kind of gives you an idea on the map and shows you where. It gives you concrete landmarks that you could follow to get to this Svalich Road. He mentions that it is marked as the Svalich Road.
So wait, I don't need to take notes on this. We know our characters know how to get there at this point.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. That's what I was about to ask because you went through that quick. So day and a half down a road to the Svalich Road.
Svalich. I'll spell it.
Okay. And then a day and a half travel down that to the village of Barovia. Svalich. Okay.
Svalich.
I feel like there's going to be a lot of that.
There is.
Oh, 100%.
I'm prepared. Did you have anything else for him?
I'm trying to think. Ergol, are we supposed to meet directly with Kolyan and Derovich when we arrive, or is there someone specific? Who do we need to speak with when we're there?
Well, if you can't find Endaru, you could hail his son Ismark.
Ismark?
Yes, it's a burgomaster's son. They will have the tasking at hand. Hey, I'll be with you in a minute. They write very slow.
I'm still torn between doing it online or in the journal.
I'm doing it in the journal already.
It's up to you guys, man.
Like, you gave me this. This is forcing me to write.
I know.
I'm a pencil and paper guy, big time.
That was just a gift. You guys don't have to use it. It's fine.
Yeah,
I was
Jones
just
doesn't
crying
know that.
myself. Oh well, you just showed Jums.
Oh. No, he didn't really see, though.
We'll leave it as a
Yeah, he'll
surprise.
get it. I gotta fix that tomorrow. I'll call him tomorrow.
Oh, I fucking saw.
I'm looking at. I think Ketham, Kalain, and Vale are still kind of there, and looking at you three since we're kind of sitting at the table. Anything else we should ask him before he goes back to dancing?
About how far of a walk is it?
About a day and a half, maybe 2 days, depending how fast you go.
To the road.
Are there any?
And then another
To the
day
road.
from there. Is that correct?
The complete journey is roughly shy of 2 days.
2 days.
2 days.
2 days. That's
2 days.
no time.
2 days.
2 days.
2 days. And raise the wine glass.
2 days. Well, friends, if that is all you
Begin
have,
playing again.
I hope you enjoy the company of my kinsmen. I actually have to hit the road. And he kind of like opens his jerkin, showing more letters. More letters to deliver. And he puts his drink down on the table, kind of slams it, throws it back. You can say
Before he goes, Ergol, what is your role under your master, Kolyan? Diro.
I am the courier.
Just a courier, huh?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Well, sir, it has been a pleasure. Put up the violin really quick. Go to shake his hand. 2 hands
course.
and just like.
Of course.
Yeah,
Until we
par-
see each other again, I might run into you in Barovia. I do plan on returning soon.
I hope our paths cross. It is a great pleasure
Sure.
meeting a fellow wanderer on the road. So,
Likewise.
just may the fates be good to you. And flip over
Always.
another card, and it's the star. So,
Travel by night, yes.
well, no, it's
Just the
hopefully you have
literal
the guiding
meaning.
light.
I'm gonna hold.
Hopefully
up the
you have
drink.
guidance in your way.
I'm gonna hold up
As
the
soon as-
drink and nod to him as he's.
As soon
heading
as
out.
he's gone, I'll kind of like lean over conspiratorially and just. Does it seem strange to anyone else that this place is only 2 days away and we've never heard of it?
You'll have to speak up there, pal.
Jums, give me a history check.
Is it just too loud in the bar, or is Chum's actually too quiet?
Oh yeah, no, too loud in the bar. That's all.
Like that was a power move, Austin. Damn.
You have a map. You watched him where he pointed. And where he pointed following this map that he showed Barovia and like the location of where it was going, like the place. And you were kind of unsure about that, being kind of new-ish to the area. You consult your map perhaps now, or maybe later you go up to your room and you look at it as to not be rude immediately, but you do look, and on your map, there's nothing there. But as you were saying this, the man strides to the bar. Aragal does. And he says to the wary barkeeper as loud as he can over the music. He kind of gestures to his friends, and the music kind of dies down for a moment. And he says, "Fill the glasses, one and all. You have some thirsty men in here." And he slams a big purse of gold as it spills over onto the table. And with that, he leaves, and the tavern all cheers, and the music restarts. And as he kind of walks through, he says bye to some of his kin, or people that he called his kin, hugs, shakes, and stuff, and he even gives them a little Ketham salute, and gets to the front of the door. He turns over to your group, offers you a smile and a nod, and like a go get 'em, and then he walks out the door.
A lot of coin for a courier.
His master must be rich.
His master's rich, yet he hires us randoms for those to save his loved one. A bit odd to me. In Vale, I don't know. I don't know the area well enough. Couldn't say if that was a bit odd or not. That Barovia is only 2 days away. I'm only new here myself.
Well,
Go
I
ahead.
don't know about you lots, but I'm gonna go to bed. Figure we have a long day ahead of us.
Yeah, and
How
that
about
brings
that,
me to
Bill?
my next part is whatever you guys are trying to do now, feel free to. Bed down. If you're drinking longer, let me know. And Kalain is bedding down. What are the rest of you doing?
I'd probably do the same as Kalain.
Oh, also, Ketham, are you buying a room or are you sleeping out in the stables?
Oh, I was gonna ask them if I could bunk with them, and then
There are 2 bedrooms. There are 2 beds to a room for most. Vale has a room with 1 bed, a very large bed, and
as I see them,
obviously-
as I see them two kind of turning in for the night, I go up and pay for a room.
there's
actually-
one room available.
No, I'll go.
Or
I'll go
you
out
can,
and sleep in a
bunk with
stable.
even-
Like you were saying,
I
I'll save
was
my
about-
money and just go sleep out in the hay.
I was about to say, it's just like, does Judas already have a room? Or
You do.
no?
You already
I
have
do.
a room. Yeah.
Okay. I was gonna say, it's like, well, in that case, get them. I like the cut of your jib, and I like the way that you say much with only so few words. Come stay with me. Let's keep drinking.
Okay,
Nothing weird.
Yeah.
Nothing weird.
Jib, the word jib. Oh,
Laughing me your big jib job, boys.
I'll do a legitimate reading for you. No charge. No charge. Unless you want to, but no charge.
well, turns out I was actually sleeping whenever these other 2 guys pulled up on me, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and turn in for the night.
And pull out the key and show him the key. I assume there's a key for the room.
There's not the key.
Oh,
The card swipe.
yeah. Kind of point generally into the direction of the room. It's like it's up the stairs, down the hall. You can't miss it. There's already I somehow got my mule up there. Just ignore him. He's fine. I cannot be apart from him. He is.
You got your
with me.
mule up there?
Yes.
Let's see a stealth check for sneaking a mule up some stairs into the room at disadvantage, please.
At disadvantage.
What wouldn't it be?
It's probably gonna be. Yeah.
Yeah, you had tried to sneak your mule up there previously, but Torek immediately saw, "The hell are you doing? Get that mule out of my inn!" That happened earlier.
Okay.
Yeah, there is no mule in the room.
God damn it. Well, Well, if you want my room, I generally do not like being away from my mule, but
At least
his name
there's
is
a bed.
Bo.
Because your mule didn't make it in there, there's a bed available.
There is a bed.
So he paid for a room, tried to sneak his mule in, the mule got refused, so he still has the room paid, but he's gonna sleep in the stables with the mule. Is that what I'm hearing?
No refund.
This barkeep is a bastard.
Alright, so moving forward, anybody staying up drinking, or is everybody turning in?
Turning
Yeah,
in.
turn in.
Turning in.
Yep.
Okay.
My mule's name is Bo, by the way. He is a nice mule. Very gentle.
Bo like B-O.
With your bellies
Uh,
full of ale
yeah.
and afforded by Aragol's coin, you each turn in for the night in your lodgings upstairs. A few drop plates or empty barrels stir you in the night, but other than that, it goes on peacefully to the quiet sound of light wind and crickets. Morning comes, unimpeded, and outside your window, the fog has mostly lifted. I was supposed to describe. I think I described fog. Yeah, I was like listening off the.
Yeah.
Retreating, the fog is mostly lifted, retreating to the densely wooded forest. The rising sun brings warmth and birdsong. You all meet up in the tavern downstairs, packed up, ready to go, and surprisingly, the innkeep Tomik is already awake. The savory smell of pork sausage wafts in the air, and you all eat your fill. Those of you that had a larger breakfast gain 1d4 plus 1 temporary hit points for the rest of the day.
Let's
And that's
go.
going to include everybody but Ketham. Because Judas and Vale got it by default, and you guys made a deal with the tavern keep, and sorry, Ketham, you didn't pay
Sorry,
for the
what was
deluxe
it?
breakfast.
Happens.
Was it 1d4 what?
+1.
How do
Yeah.
I actually add temporary hit points? Just manually?
It's under
You
your
put
hit
that
points.
under.
There's a little plus temp.
Yeah, it won't let me do it.
You can't type them in there.
Click on
Oh,
where
wait.
it says plus temp, and then put
Oh, and just put a
whatever
1 in
you-
there. Okay, cool.
whatever you
Never mind.
rolled. Well, it shouldn't just be one. It's 1d4
1
plus 1, guys.
Oh, sorry. I misheard.
It's okay.
Don't let it happen again. This entire campaign.
Yes, sir.
Take all the temp hit points you need. You're gonna need it.
Poor Kevin.
Packing your things, and amidst the autumn cool morning, you are ready to set upon your journey. Is there anything you guys are doing, or are you pursuing these directions that were given to you?
Judas is definitely going to go out. I think he's going to be just taking care of Bo, which, yes, is B-O, but also short for Boris.
Okay.
Um,
Anything
fantastic.
mechanical nature, kind of to move this along. If nothing, we'll move on.
Why is it always Boris?
Boris.
I would just be. I guess I would just probably put on my armor in the morning, but past that, once I'm like we're hitting the road, I'd be donning my armor and equipping my gear. That's about it.
I'll pretty much assume that you have your armor on unless you tell me otherwise. There are mechanics for that, sleeping in heavy armor, by the way.
Yep, I saw that.
Which you obviously didn't at an inn. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, I wouldn't have.
So I need from you guys a marching order. And this is a road. I mean, you could do 5 of you shoulder length at this point, or you can do a 2x2. I mean, some of you are on horses, and which I didn't tell you guys immediately, but Judas has a mule. Vale, you have a riding horse, as well as everybody has a horse, but Ketham.
Poor Kevin.
Yeah.
Walking, no breakfast.
Dude,
Yeah.
starving, no horse.
But so I need a marching order, how you guys are moving along, and a pace that you are moving at, versus slow, normal, or fast.
I'd say we
Probably normal,
normal
right?
pace. Yeah, we're not in a rush. I mean, Colleen and I are
Normal.
in a sense, but not that big of a rush.
I'm always
Like
gonna
sprinting down
ask.
the road.
If
Normal
something comes
for
up,
like
you guys.
walking, not horse riding.
Yeah. So I mean, if
Okay.
something comes up, I'll like say, okay, over here you guys see a building, really cool. Okay, moving on. What's you changing anything? Okay, you're not
Yeah,
moving
yeah.
on. So normal pace. Are you guys just kind of gaggling along? Who's up front? Who's kind of leading the way?
Middle of the
Uh,
pack for me, probably.
I'll go
Eh,
up front.
I would be in the middle around where Vale is. And Vale's kind of intriguing to Judas, just from the sheer mystery of him.
I'll take up the bag. Just kind of have my eyes on everybody.
I'll probably ride up next to Klein up front, side by side.
Mhm.
Okay.
We're
Just
probably
if you
like
can-
trying to move a little quicker, but then being held by the group, we're like, all right, just take
Yeah.
your pace.
In the essence of just kind of having like a little bit of flavor on it and not taking too much time, you notice a bit like more stature and confidence to Vale in general today for some reason. Doesn't
Okay.
seem scattered and terrified like he did last night.
And every now and then I'm kind of like looking behind just to make sure nobody's following us after the whole that Aragil guy talking to us and giving us the mission.
That text, holy shit.
Mhm.
Yeah. I'm really appreciative of like the Total War little blurbs and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
That's cool.
The way is long, and at any point that I am describing anything, feel free to interrupt me. As long as it's not meaningless, like let's keep it together now. A few hours pass on your journey south, following the winding road. You do come across some of the landmarks that Aragorn had described, and you do find the Spalitz Road. That much has happened. This road is fairly. It's even cobbled. It's not. I wouldn't say cobbled. It's more. It's obviously dirt, but it's well kept. And you've passed a few traders here and there. But as you're going through a certain part of the woods, you don't see anybody around. But you do come up to an old wooden sign, and it's a kind of a T. You have like the posts, and then like this 2x4 kind of a cross, kind of at an angle, kind of hanging down. Some of the nails are out of it, and it says Svalich Woods. And as you kind of are continuing on,
I did have something.
Okay.
I just because I know we're going to the aid of someone, I don't know what these other three can do. So I don't know if this is a little gamey or not. I know obviously Hunter knows the classes, but Dallin,
that's a good idea.
Dallin as a soldier, as a knight, would want to know who he might potentially be going into a fight with. So I would like to present that to the group of like what do you all specialize in, and I would kind of describe obviously what I am to them.
Good idea. Let's start with you then.
I just kind of turn to the group up at the front and say, this Aragorn guy said that we were going to the aid of someone. In my line of work, that usually means combat. I know Kalane's skills and I know mine. I'd like to know what you three have the capability of doing. Obviously, I'll try to be up front, and you can see that I have a warhammer at my side. That is what I swing. I don't know how to say that, but
You guys kind of see his armor, and it has like nicks and kind of some places that have been dented. It's obvious that he's been in a few fights here and there. The shield sprouting a little bit of the paint of his knighthood kind of faded or even scratched away. Most of what he wears and even his warhammer show signs of being used in conflict. Before you kind of stands a confident individual, kind of specifying his skills and kind of maybe not showboating, but definitely kind of showing you what he has.
yeah, exactly.
Obviously, a heavier fighter that you don't want to go toe to toe with.
I kind
And kind of gesturing over to who you asked.
Yeah, I was gonna nod towards Kevin. Kevin, I see you carry a bow. Would you call yourself an archer of some sort?
As I present my bow, my father has taught me how to shoot this bow long, long ago. I will have vengeance for him. And I just trail off at that.
All right. What about you, Vale? Seem to be A bit more sturdy in the saddle this morning compared to last night. What can you offer in a fight?
Kind of scratches his eye patch a little bit, nervously. No.
Well, Dallin, I do believe that my so-called powers are a bit of a mystery to me. They kind of, I'm relatively new to them. Don't believe I've been put in a position to be challenged yet. I get the impression that I have some major something, but I haven't necessarily used it.
Do you carry a sword at your side at least? Since you don't know what you can do exactly.
I've got a quarterstaff and a dagger.
Do you have any training with those weapons?
No.
Dallin is very like military focused. He's like, is this guy a liability? You know.
I'm giving you that impression. Yes.
yeah. That's kind of what I'm going for here.
Oh yeah, we're picking it up. You guys are doing it well. You don't have to explain it. That was very good.
And you, Judas, and your mule.
Well, Bo doesn't. He tends to run from a fight. He's no warhorse. But
Oh.
oh now, Bo. But in a fight, in the past, normally I try to avoid them. I try to get into cover, hide in the shadows. But I don't know. I carry this and hold up a dagger, and I've been known to have sometimes an electric personality, if you know what I mean. And, sometimes when I grab people, it spooks them.
He's some sort of caster.
I'm not sure what I am, but there seems to be something within me I'm trying to figure out.
Alright, two that don't know what they're about. One with a bow, Lane. And explain to these fellas how we normally operate.
Yeah. He goes up, takes the hits, and I shoot him with fire. That's pretty much the gist of it.
Oh, that seems simple. Yes.
Yeah,
Pretty
I like
straightforward.
simple. I like simple. So, and then also, we spar together a lot, so I'm handy with a short sword. That's about it.
Alright, I point at Judas and Vale. You two stay in the rear then. Don't get in our way.
Oh, you don't have to tell me twice.
Okay. I just wanted to, I thought that was a good moment for that.
A few hours pass. Your journey south follows the winding Svalich Road. Black pools of water stand like dark mirrors in and around a muddy roadway. Giant trees loom on both sides of the road, their branches clawing at the mist that still kind of lingers between the trees. The road mostly has horse and cart tracks, but just up ahead you see a mess of hardened mud with tracks and footprints going every which direction on and off the road. And as you approach, you see kind of a ruined wagon, and there's just a mess of like footprints and wagon meal all over the place, kind of right in the center of the road.
Does it look like the signs of a fight?
Give me an investigation check.
Can I help him with that because we're both at the front?
Are you guys both proficient?
I am not, myself.
I'm a +3.
Do you have the check mark?
I do not.
So no. I mean, you
Okay.
can do your own roll. Yeah, that's fine. You go.
Okay.
You both can do an investigation check.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just trying to see if there's signs of a struggle. Jesus Christ.
Brother, open your fucking eyes.
Dalin's more
Negative
focused
one.
on. Dalin's more focused on the wagon, and for whatever reason, memories begin to return to you of the many times that you've traveled in a wagon and have stopped looking for signs of things. Your brother, however, has continued on, and you find several amongst all the footprints and hoof prints. You find several wolf paw prints around the area, mostly all average size. However, one paw print is easily 3 or 4 times larger than the others. let me know how you guys want to proceed. And as you're kind of like looking around, and that's what I was playing earlier, is a little bit of you begin to hear howling within the woods.
What time of day is it? I don't have that time in the bottom left.
That is, make a survival
2.
check. I've been updating it from my own case, and whether or not I continue to update it depends on a survival check. So you need to make one of those.
Well, I mean, is it just? I was more like bright out or dark out. Like, are we still middle?
It's still daylight, but
Okay.
go ahead and give me a survival check.
Yeah,
I do.
sure.
I was gonna say I do have a check mark for that one.
You can also make one as well.
Hey.
Wolves howling.
Barely. Fortunately, contrary to everybody else, Colleen's been expertly tracking time and distance on your journey. You've been traveling for nearly 6 or 7 hours, not straight. There have been some breaks here and there. You guys have taken breaks. You've drank water. You've had maybe a lunch. Maybe you had a quick fire. Because in D&D, there's 8 hours of travel, 8 hours of rest. There's another 8 hours in there somewhere that it's not just idle time. It's kind of time spent not walking and all that stuff. So some of that time is ate up as well. But you do find that it's afternoon. It is about possibly 3 marks afternoon.
Money, can I recollect what I've read about wolves in my book?
What are you trying to remember?
Over, I guess, wolves hunting in packs. Basically, I'm trying to figure out if we should stop here, look for the wolves, or keep going and maybe put our horses at risk. And mule, I guess.
Well, with your experience with wolves and with your background, that's pretty basic, so no check really involved.
Okay.
Trying to find the wolves might be futile because they do move pretty swiftly. But you do know where there's one wolf, there are many. So if
Okay.
there's never really a lone wolf out there unless, I mean, it's very rare.
Cool.
Is that what answer your question?
Yeah, no, that's perfect. Thank you for that. I look over at Dallin, say, brother, looks like we got a pack of wolves amongst us. Look back at the crowd. I feel like these guys feel like they don't know how to fight that well, except for the guy with the bow. That guy seems serviceable. But it's just keep moving cautiously, obviously. I feel as if their eyes are on us.
Just so you, real quick, then up ahead, the tree line does narrow to alongside the road. And you do kind of start to see as the day is past noon, the fog in the woods begins to get a little bit thicker. It's harder to see further in it. And for kind of succeeding on that roll, mark this down. You do have a +2 to your passive wisdom for the rest of the day.
Nice. I'll describe what Klein has described to me, I guess, just to make sure the group is all aware of footprints and that there's some very big ones. Klein thinks that there are.
Yeah, pretty much anything, unless you guys are separated from one another. Anything that someone within the group discovers and I describe, it'll be common knowledge.
Okay.
Unless I specifically say, like, Vale, there's a voice speaking to him. You guys don't know about it.
Last thing I want to check is to see if there's any, I hate to do this, but Dosa would never do this, but any loot that we can get from the wreckage, I guess.
Part of your investigation check does not yield any sort of blood or gains.
Gotcha. Perfect.
Just a broken wagon.
Gotcha. I'll just talk to the group. Fellows, not friends for sure, but fellows, I suggest we cautiously keep moving up. There's a pack of wolves nearby. Just be on the ready.
As we walk by, I try to see like where the tracks of the wolves, like if they went to our left or if they went like left towards our left or if they left towards our right.
There's not really a specific direction. It's more you see kind of furthering his survival check because it's not necessary to have another. You see tracks kind of coming in and then tracks kind of going out.
Okay.
That's not only wolf prints, but also like Like boot prints, pretty much, right?
Along
Just
the
all
edge
sorts.
of the trees, you see a lot of wolf prints. All the hoof and the footprints and the wagon trails are mostly condensed to the road itself.
Gotcha.
Those didn't go off any direction though. It was only
Just
the
the
wolf.
wolf, just the wolf prints.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
I thought the hoof prints and boot prints and everything went every direction. Oh, okay.
Along the road, there's a mess of them. But
Yeah.
coming off of the road into the grass and then into the woods is just wolf prints.
This is interesting.
Oh,
That's cool.
okay. That made it weirder.
Do I know anything about big ass wolves?
For that, you can give me, with your background, how do I want to do that? You can give me a history check with advantage.
Gotcha.
Ooh.
Here you go.
Yeah, definitely meet that. So, in the far northern parts of the Sword Coast and even to the far east inland that you've been, the furthest north, I believe that's a place called the High Ice. You've been that far, which is pretty far in. The wolves there are not normal wolves. They are referred to as dire wolves, and you've seen them, some of them as big as horses, some as big as elk. You've never seen them anywhere else but there.
Okay.
But you do know they exist because you've actually seen them in those places.
Perfect. Okay.
Amongst other things with the 24 that share these sort of footprints, you have never seen yourself but have read of werewolves.
I like Austin's face there whenever you said that.
I had suspicions, but
I know, me the player did too, but the character didn't.
Hey, just for everybody's, I rarely foreshadow for important things unless it's like super subtle, and that wouldn't be subtle. I'm just letting him know because he has. I'll let you tell him what you have, but he has special insight to these things on creatures and the like.
He's got Big Bob's Big Book of Beasts.
Something like that. A little more lore friendly.
No.
Not hating on Bob. I love Bob. Bob's the man.
Big Bob. It's Big Bob to you.
Big Bob.
Yeah.
So, as you guys continue, you guys obviously continue on. Are you changing your marching order? Because this does kind of get narrow. I'd say you guys can do a shoulder to shoulder, 2 by 2 wide.
What do y'all think about slowing our pace a little bit here, keeping an eye out?
I do let you guys, if there's combat in the future, I do allow you to reorganize yourselves within a certain space. I should have covered that earlier. So I mean, it can change, unless somebody up front triggers something.
Gotcha.
Then that individual's then it's kind of like, oh, you hit a trap, everybody's in it. It says what it is.
They're fucked. Perfect.
I
I'll talk to
suggest
the
we
group.
keep Bo in the middle.
Yeah,
Gotta keep
he'll be
him
the
alive.
he'll be the
Here's
first
a
one
quick
to go.
favorite.
You
So
mean
the
the
2 people up front, or is it just 1 person up front?
Brother, you take point. Since you're the heftiest one here with that armor, I'll go second. And we
Is
should.
anybody walking next to him? Because somebody can walk next to him. It's shoulder to shoulder, 2 wide.
Anyone good at sensing wolves?
I've
It's
been
only
known
me.
to be
Perhaps
good with
someone a
animals.
better eye out than I do.
It's only me, brother. I'll walk next to you. These guys don't have good eyes. I don't think they do, at least.
Who's falling behind
Yeah,
him?
he's only got one.
Okay, we got Vale. Anybody next to Vale, or are they behind Vale?
Judas will be still kind of side by side with Vale, considering
Okay.
we're both mounted as well.
And okay, that puts Ketham in.
Poor Ketham on the back on foot. No breakfast.
Dude, and these guys ate pork
tired.
sausage, bro. Just saying.
Wait, what was our bonus that we got because of the?
Not you.
1d4 plus 1.
Kalain.
Oh yeah, that's the.
Oh, that one.
That's it.
Yes.
Yeah,
sorry.
that was the only one. I just want to make sure.
Do we slow our
Fails.
pace a little bit since we've
Yes.
heard howling? I think we slow our pace down a little, just to be careful.
Yes.
Agreed.
Slower pace and be more attentive to our surroundings.
Agreed.
Definitely a bit more
When
weary
you're-
now, suddenly.
Peace, eh?
Dude, I'm having so much fun. This is so cool.
Yeah, I'm so glad to be back at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, 1 second. I have something I have to check.
We'll get you a horse one day, Ketham.
Oh,
No.
we should cover horse names.
Oh, yeah.
Let's do that some other time for now.
Okay.
Oh.
Maybe
I'll-
after session you guys can talk in the chat for that. I'm kind of trying to keep it moving here.
Okay. Let me
As
see
you
the other
guys continue on at a slower pace, I assume you're trying to kind of obviously be more perceptive. Is that what you're doing, or are you trying to
Yeah,
travel a little more?
Definitely
Yes.
wary of our surroundings with the howling and what we just witnessed.
All right, the two guys up front need to give me a stealth check with the disadvantages imposed by their armor if they have it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, well, can I roll disadvantage from my character sheet?
Yes.
It's not giving you the
Oh.
opportunity. It should pop up.
No, it doesn't.
No,
you
just
click
it
it.
forces. Oh, it did it automatically. Cool.
I must
Yeah,
be
how did-
missing.
how
I
did
just
you
rolled
do
it
that?
myself. The second roll was me.
Oh, okay.
That's weird. That doesn't pop up.
Yeah, it's
Like
just
it-
instantly rolling.
I must.
Oh, no,
I must
those
be
were both my
missing.
rolls. It's doing it automatically because I have my armor, I think.
Yeah, it does that, but I mean,
Hmm.
if I wanted to grant you advantage, it's weird it doesn't ask. I must be missing a
Doesn't.
module or something didn't get updated. Okay. Not great.
Nope.
I wasn't trying to be stealthy. I'm just being more wary, is all. So, I'm
Yeah, no,
clomping
so-
along.
Slow pace in D&D grants you the opportunity to travel more quietly. So, like, you are granted a stealth check, right?
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that.
Where did I have it? Here. Yeah, so slow pace is 2 miles per hour, roughly 18 miles per day, able to use stealth. You guys, during this period of time, if you do this for 8 hours, are able to gather, search, or hunt, which you're... if you get to the 8 hours of this pace, I will let you know. If you want to gather, sure. But as you guys continue on, and I'll also say if there is something that would impose disadvantage to a perception check, traveling at a normal pace or anything, it would no longer have an effect because just stealth is kind of meh. And you're being more perceptive. So in doing so, I'll grant everybody another +2. Well, Killane, you get another bonus. Everybody else gets a +2 to their passive wisdom. Okay?
Okay.
That's not typical, but I hadn't really expected it, and it makes sense. You're being more you're doing this in the purpose of being more perceptive, so I'll grant that.
Cool.
It occurs to you, though, as part of that survival check earlier, that this route that you've been traveling is mostly at an incline. You are gaining elevation. Yeah, elevation. I almost said altitude. And that the woods have been getting more and more foggy along the way. And it's about... another hour passes. And with that survival check, I'm going to continue. You're still roughly 4 marks after midday. Up ahead, the trees narrow all the way closer to the road's edge. To the point where it's almost like the road is weaving in between the trees. You see roots kind of bulging up through the road. And you can still see wagon tracks that kind of have gone over that. And over on one side, you do see a broken wagon wheel. Presumably somebody had gone over this, maybe, and had broken a wheel and had to change it out. And as you approach, and with that passive score you have now, which is what, 17? Colleen, what's your passive now with the +4?
Wisdom is 14.
Oh, because you have a base 10, right? So 14.
Yes.
I'm at 14 passive with the +2.
I'm at 16 with the +2.
Where
Yet
is the
again-
passive?
I think it's just the number to the right
It's-
of it, correct?
It's your wisdom modifier plus 10.
Okay,
So-
so 10 plus.
Oh.
If it's
Or-
if it's perception, though, you get any proficiency from perception, right?
Yeah,
I
so
don't.
if you have proficiency in perception, you add your proficiency bonus to your passive perception. That's a lot of P's.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm at
yeah,
14
okay, there is
total,
passive perception.
Okay.
I have no idea what I'm at.
Again, you hear the howling, this time much closer. And suddenly, you spot through the trees with the passive perception that you guys have now, glowing yellow eyes halfway up through a trunk, kind of like in a shaded, dark spot where the trees really kind of, like I mentioned, get close. This creature softly kind of moves forward. You see it kind of getting bigger. You see kind of the shape kind of shifting as it moves towards you at a very slow pace, though. Kind of coming into the sunlight, revealing itself. You see kind of a snout and a massive nose and fangs kind of as long as short swords hanging off the side of its mouth. Flanking, and it begins to snarl. Standing before you as it kind of continues kind of a little bit further and then stopping is a massive, about the size of an elk, about the size of a horse but bigger, wolf. And it stops and it is snarling at you.
Just right in our path.
Yeah, about 40 feet up ahead, 50 feet.
Under my breath, I will whisper, teeth like daggers. It makes sense later on.
Is there anything you guys are doing?
My hand is at my weapon.
It doesn't look too good now, does it, Boris? we may need to get off the road.
I start
No.
to slowly reach back for my quiver to get an arrow.
We have to kill it.
Why must we kill
Okay.
it?
Because it'll kill us.
Yep. All right.
I mean, it doesn't exactly look friendly.
And at that moment, one paw kind of stretches out to the left, one stretches out to the right. It kind of like swoops down and then raises its massive head and lets out a terrifying roar that just echoes throughout. You hear birds kind of squawking, leaving trees fluttering away as if all these birds that were nearby just have taken off. And I need everybody to roll initiative once we get to...
Go! Where's combat? Let's go.
Wait, how do I actually roll it?
I think you
Roll
just
initiative.
open
Just
up
click on
your...
it.
Yeah.
Oh, normal. There it is. God damn it! It's been a moment, guys.
That one asked me
Yeah.
if I wanted to do advantage.
Yeah, that one asked me.
Yeah, that it asked me as well.
Weird that it didn't do that for the stealth.
Oh, I actually rolled good on something. Look at that.
There you go.
So as I described, this wolf kind of leaned forward, kind of let out this massive howl. He's kind of obscured, I'd say half covered behind these two tree trunks as he kind of like made his way forward a bit, so half of them's somewhat covered with the tree trunk still in front of him. And then starting at the beginning of the round, the wolf kind of brings its head back down.
Could we have changed our positions within this?
Oh, yeah,
this
yeah,
rectangle?
sorry, go ahead.
So I was going to say I would
Um,
want to be out front.
Give me a second here before you do that.
Sorry.
Alright, go ahead. Readjust as you
Okay.
see fit here, guys.
I was just going to throw myself out
In the white box.
front and center, pretty much.
Yeah, thanks for reminding me.
Yeah.
That's like new thing I've been wanting to do since there's so
Oh.
I like that. Yeah, we're
I
on-
saw the trash. I saw the trash can up
Oh,
top. I thought that was the
So
wolf.
I have a thing where I have a trash can where when something automatically dies, it moves it out of the way.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, deadly.
Okay, my bad. Yeah,
And
zoom out
I
to see
have
the...
I have to make it a token for it to work, so I didn't want just some white thing sitting there, so I gave it a trash can. That's the token.
It's actually a
That's our
mimic.
party token.
That's actually my character,
I was
guys.
zoomed in. I just saw the trash can in our party, and I was like,
Austin's like, what the fuck is that? Yeah, I forgot to explain that. Yeah, that's just a mod to get things out of the way, because I know, Hunter, we deal with that all the time.
Oh,
so I
yeah.
just,
I'll have to ask
And
about
it's-
that later.
yeah. Alright, so you guys happy with where you're at?
Yes.
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 Okay, beginning. The large wolf, as he kind of brings his head back down, he kind of brings his head down, and I'm sorry to keep doing this, but you guys are the two people up front. I need you both to give me a perception check. Dallin and Kalain.
Sure. Man, these rolls.
Passive bonus.
Don't worry, level 1. I prepared for that. You beat the 10. You looking at this wolf's face as he brings it back down. He's very gray, like dark patchy, not patchy, but dark black, dark gray fur. But on his face, it's a very familiar, like white fur, but it's almost kind of like in the shape of something that looks familiar.
The white fur on his face looks familiar in the shape of it.
It indicates like a certain symbol, and it almost kind of reminds you of the sigil that was on the letter.
On the wax.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Intriguing.
So at the top of the order, we go to the very large wolf,
Oof.
who brings his head down, as I said, and does not move However, due to the obnoxiously high roll of, I don't know if you guys are gonna, it's gonna put it at the bottom or at the top. I revealed the roll, it's all the way at the top.
Ooh.
Out of the bushes, 3 more wolves begin to charge you, and their stealth roll beat all your passive perceptions, and they're gonna get a surprise round on you guys.
Uh-oh.
That's
Okay.
rough.
Also, Austin, if you didn't know, there's a turn order at the top right with the 2 swords. You click
Oh,
that.
yeah, I got pulled up.
Or you can
Yeah,
right
if you-
click and
if
it'll
you-
make a second window. Or,
Yeah, I was about to say. Yeah.
yeah.
Moving over to the starved wolf, he immediately moves after Judas, and he will try to bite you.
Not bow. Judas is fine, but bow.
It does not
10.
hit.
He doesn't really focus on the mule. He goes for your body. 10 does not hit. Okay. Moving on to the gray-furred wolf, kind of jumping through some more foliage, going around the dead-looking tree, landing next to you, Judas, as well. And he is going to try to bite you. And because of pack tactics, he will have advantage.
Of course he will. That's gonna hit.
Oof.
A 20, and I need you to make a strength saving throw for me, please. You take
Oh,
9
that is-
piercing.
Oh.
9 piercing.
Oh.
Well, at least I pass.
You do.
You're knocked out with that damage?
No.
I don't know how you're playing on money. Are we supposed to see our friendly health bars? I only see
You guys
mine.
should be able to see each other's.
I only
If
see
you
Don't
mouse
forget
over,
about the.
Oh, you
if
have
you
to
mouse
mouse
over.
over. Okay.
Don't
you should
forget
hold
about your.
yours, but you should have to mouse over everyone else's.
I'm
Okay.
not doing well.
Don't forget about
The
your
other
temporary hit
wolf-
points.
Yeah, no, I
the other
took it
wolf
out.
Comes down from this kind of. You see him kind of run up to this little cliffside, jumps down the cliff into the trees, and then Ketham, as you churn, he takes. You see him kind of biting at your. Comes lunging at you. You're not on a horse, so he's going for your chest or maybe neck or throat. Does a 20 probably hits, yeah.
Yes.
He kind of bites onto your side, kind of ripping a little bit of your flesh and armor, and dealing 5 piercing damage. That's it for the surprise round. Back to the top of the order. You begin to see this large wolf kind of fade back into the shadows and churn, and he goes out of your sight. Starved wolf, after kind of taking a bite after Judas, and kind of, he would say he moved to do so. The other wolf bites him, is trying to get a hold of him. He looks over to Vale, who's kind of staring at him. He takes a bite at Vale. To which... Okay, yeah.
Yep. Big time.
8 piercing damage. Dallin. And we were at the top of the round. If you guys need to talk about anything, if not, I'll continue. I forgot to stop. That's the new thing I'm doing. Are you guys planning anything? Talk about it. Go ahead, discuss, and then we'll move on.
Like out
Trying
of
to
out
not
of
die.
game? Like out of
Yeah.
game,
Yeah.
discuss it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. Table talk all you want.
Okay. Me seeing this big wolf go away, I'm gonna step over to Judas and try to help. That's where I'm going right now, where the fight is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
Anything else you're
agree.
saying?
I'm trying to not die in the first session.
They're saving throws, don't worry. Which I roll and you don't get to see, so just so you guys know.
Oh yes.
Okay,
Secret
well,
saving
if you guys have anything, I'll kind of alibi this. If something comes up, talk about it. I should give you time to talk at the beginning of every round, though I forgot to do that. So, Dallin, go ahead. Your turn.
Yeah, no worries. I can cut through allies on corner, yeah.
Absolutely.
That's no issue. Okay. Yeah, step up to here, and I guess I'll dismount my horse first. I don't know if that's
Sure.
going to be some movement, and then pull out my warhammer and take a swing at this wolf in front of me here.
Okay. That'll hit.
Nice. And I do have my shield out as well, so this is not going to be versatile.
Nice.
Ooh,
Damn!
Big
Coming
bonk.
in with a big bonk. Yeah, so your Warhammer kind of comes through. As this thing kind of bites Judas, he's trying to like kind of grapple. He kind of pulls his arm back away from it. He goes in for another strike and does not quite expect the Warhammer as it comes crushing through. You almost cave in its entire snout, and you see teeth, bone, and blood kind of go shooting out from the front of its face, and it looks fucking near death, man. You almost
Finally,
fucking
good
one
roll.
shot this thing. Anything else?
I think that's about all I can do right now.
Yeah. That wolf kind of getting smashed kind of whimpers heavily. Being near death, it takes disengage and it flees 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. You see it kind of, you can still see it 30 feet, but he is fleeing into the woods. Starting to get a little obscured, but still within full vision. Going over to Vale.
All this happening so rapidly. I'm still on my horse. You see him kind of reach into a pouch and he pulls out a strange looking little orb and and he kind of just looks at it and it looks like he kind of takes a quick moment with a shaky hand and he's going to just hope that it does something. And it's going to cast Frostbite at the at the unharmed wolf by Ketham.
Is that a ranged spell attack?
No, it is a saving throw.
Oh, nice. Oh, I see that saving throw. Okay. So as you reach out,
Yeah, it passes.
what does anything happen? Probably not. It's a cantrip, but it might. I don't know frostbite very well.
No. Doesn't do half damage, so no.
So as you kind of reach out towards this thing, this is the one that kind of clobbered him a bit, and as you kind of reach out, he quickly, still kind of focused on Judas, kind of moves out of the way from your frostbite. It shoots up past some tree, kind of blowing up some rock and bush behind him. Anything else?
Yeah. On that failure, he's gonna kind of like turn internally, close his eye a little bit, and then reach out to Judas. And he's going to, and a little bit of like weird dark light is going to kind of surround him, and you kind of get this like weird teal flickering of kind of celestial light around him, and I'm going to heal him
Okay,
with
go ahead
some
and roll that.
healing light.
Ugh.
Is that a spell?
It is a
Is-
feature,
Oh, okay.
an
So go ahead and
active
heal
ability.
for 3 points. Easiest way to do that, I've learned, is click your character portrait, and then right-click that 3. You can apply healing.
I already did manually in my
That's
card,
fine.
but yeah.
Either one works. Okay. Anything else, Judas?
No, veil, but it's fine.
I'll say this kind of glowing light as it kind of fed into Judas. You kind of see that wolf kind of turn its eyes towards you and growl. Judas, your turn.
After all of that sort of happening, the starved wolf that's next to him that actually, I think that was the one that missed, right?
This is the one that hit you. This is the
Okay.
one that missed.
Gotcha. So after that one had kind of bit onto Judas, he kind of in a weird sort of spaz out sort of thing of like, ugh, you filthy creature, you, like, be gone, and grabbing hold of and trying to push him away, cast Shocking Grasp.
Okay.
Which should be just a touch creature, 1 action, attack roll.
Go ahead and do an attack roll. That'll hit.
There you go. There we go.
Let's say as this wolf kind of comes in to snap at you, you kind of swat at its snout, kind of giving it a nice zap. I mean, so much so that you see like it kind of travels quickly through its body, and the tail kind of goes stands straight up from just the shock of it, and the tip of it kind of burns off from the shock kind of going through it, dealing 5 points of, was that lightning damage? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Anything else?
I'm gonna, yeah, nothing else. I'll end there.
Okay, this black fur wolf still on the move as it was biting, kind of moves a bit closer, and smelling a little bit of blood is going after Vale and getting advantage because of pack tactics.
Um,
18.
Question on a reaction of mine before that goes through. My selfless immolation. It says I can redirect an attack to hit me instead of a friendly within 5 feet. The attack doesn't have to be within 5 feet. The friendly just has to be, correct? Am I understanding that correct? Or do I need to be next to the attack and the friendly? Like, can I?
You need to
can I use
be.
this?
You need to be between the attack and the friendly. I worded that poorly.
Okay, so I would have to pretty much be where Ketham is, or just north of Vale, pretty much.
Yeah, and as a reaction, you'd be next to him, or you'd need to be here, or somewhere near Vale and the enemy. I should word that differently. That's how it's supposed to work. Yeah.
Okay, so I can't do it from where I'm at then.
Not selfless immolation. No. Do you have something else you can do?
No, that's it.
Okay.
Just seeing if I could take the damage before it went through.
So smelling the blood and kind of seeing this light, kind of flicker grab its attention, and noticing the bleeding Vale, he comes over and does a 6 piercing.
I'm down.
Oh.
Well,
Boy.
damn. Also, question, Money. For my damage, don't I get the charisma bonus tacked on, or is it just the 1d8?
A lot of spells are just flat damage. You're
Okay.
thinking of like weapon attacks. Weapon attacks will have your dex or your strength added. Spell attacks are rarely add. They don't add. They're just the flat damage.
Nope, just wanted to double check because
If it is, it's usually like a feat or an invocation or something.
gotcha.
Kalain.
Well, seeing as Bill just went down,
You can
concerns
move
him,
in his space, by the way. It's not going to be any kind of encumbrance. You can stand over him or whatever.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. I'm gonna be targeting the injured wolf, the starved one, because he looks more rabid. With a firebolt.
Okay.
So I'm gonna stretch my arms and a little ember shoots out, and it does not hit him.
Oh, I thought they had a 19. It was like right on the edge for me.
I know.
Sorry, man. You as you hold your hand out and fire off, I think you were not as prepared as you thought you were going to be. Kind of cast it. Kind of comes off of your hand. It's been a while since you've used it or used any kind of spells for that matter, and kind of shoots off into the distance there. Unfortunately. Anything else?
Bonus action? Nah, we're good. Never mind.
Okay, moving over to Ketham. You kind of have your bow in your hand, but free action, change weapon if you so choose.
Yeah, so being this close, I kind of throw my bow to my back and unsheath my short sword. I'm going to go ahead and take a swipe at this guy.
Okay.
So
So go ahead and on the bottom right, you see attack and damage. First attack. I'll tell you if it hits. And then you will click damage.
I do not see that.
In the chat bar on the far right of the screen, you'll see short sword.
Click on the bubble.
Oh, yeah,
the
okay,
bubble
okay, I
chart,
got you.
yeah.
Yeah, there's attack there.
Ooh.
9 does not hit, unfortunately. Sorry. Is there anything else that you can do in your turn? Movement-wise or bonus action? I don't think you have anything bonus-wise. Yeah.
No.
Okay. Top of the round, you guys can discuss if you so choose.
I'm getting up in there and picking up Vale.
Yeah, I
You
think.
guys can focus the fight. I'll get Vale up.
Yeah, assuming I don't die from the starved wolf, I should be able to bring it down.
Okay. Anything else? Moving on. Starved Wolf, top of the order, kind of seeing Vale drop. He's still kind of focused on Judas still.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna kind of close the gap a bit, but he's still gonna go after you.
It's gonna hit.
Oof. 17 for 6 piercing.
Oh god. I'm down. Which, it's gonna invoke Strength of the Grave.
Mhm.
So, whenever damage reduces me to 0 hit points, I can make a con saving throw DC 5 plus the damage taken. On a success, I drop to 1 hit point.
You have
DC is
undead
11.
fortitude.
Pretty
The
much.
thing that stopped you from killing zombies the whole time.
You have
Exactly.
it's a DC of 11, so go ahead and make the con save.
Oh, God
Dang,
damn it.
Not rolling hot. I'm gonna have a total party wipe on the first fight. So you do fall unconscious. That's the end of the Starved Wolf's turn, Donlin.
I don't know why that.
If I stand in someone's location and then heal them, how will that work? Like if I stand where Vale is and heal them?
You pick where you want to go. Even if you're at 30 feet of movement, you can go back the direction you came.
Can I not move him back one instead?
It'd be an action to move him.
I mean, if he stood up, he couldn't just like step back, like trade spots with him almost. Like, because I was wanting to move into this location, then heal Vale, pretty much. So I would have to move.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I don't. There's no issue with that. If you move over there, heal them, and you can swap places with them. That's fine.
Okay, it's totally up to you. I just wanted to check.
It's not really with the rules, but it's so minor, and it's fine.
Yeah, it's more of I'm just trying to get up in there.
Yeah.
All right. Well, then I will move to Vale's location with 5 feet of movement. I'm gonna use an action to use Lay on Hands. I have a pool of healing power, and I have up to 5 per level, so I can do any amount as an action. I'm gonna restore him by 1 hit point to pick Vale up off the ground. So I'm gonna reach down. I don't have like a subclass or anything yet, so it feels a little weird describing it. But I'm gonna reach out with a glowing hand, I guess, and touch Vale on the chest.
It's surprising enough to you. You go to check on your friend as you move over his body and kind of shift him out of the way. But as you kind of move him, kind of slide him back to kind of guard him from further biting and damage from this wolf, you do see your hand kind of somewhat shimmer a bit, and his eyes kind of open.
All right. Hell yeah. And then, so yeah, I guess I would just kind of swap with him if that's okay. I would just push him back out of harm's way, and then I wanted to use a bonus action with my feet, Shield Master, to. Oh no, I've done the attack action. Never mind.
It has to be an attack.
Yeah, I didn't realize that. So all right, that'll end my turn there.
Okay. Moving on to the Grey Wolf, who ran off scared, continues to run, and he disappears into the woods. Vale, now conscious, kind of still prone, so you take half your movement to stand up, if you so choose, which I imagine you do.
Yep.
Kind of recollecting, everything's a little bit dizzy, but you're back up.
Who are you all?
Not again.
It's like Skyrim, you woke up in the wagon, you know?
Oh,
So anyway,
I started blasting. Alright, who you hitting with it?
the injured one.
Okay. Be the Starved Wolf. Go ahead and make an attack.
Oh,
Ow.
what are these rules, guys? Help.
Getting them out of the way early.
Very punishing.
We will die if we get him out of the way early. Damn.
Yeah, go ahead and take a luck point, man. That's 2 in a row. Feel pretty bad.
That's all good. Shit
Take a
happens.
luck. That's a luck point.
Electrum.
Anything else you're doing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of same thing. I'll kind of close my eyes, put my head down, and that like same like teal light and darkness kind of goes over Judas as he's unconscious there, and I'm going to give him a d6.
This guy grew up under power lines or something, I swear. Oh,
There we
big
go.
deals. Alright, I got you. I'll put that on there for you. Back up he is.
That's all you get. I'm out.
Alright. Judas, kind of, again, same kind of thing. You kind of... Like, Hunter gets that reference. And so does Jumps. You stand back up.
Vale
50
wakes
feet
up
of movement.
every morning.
Yeah, probably. Judas, what are you doing? 15 movement spent standing.
Ugh, God. That These wolves are getting on my nerves.
Yeah, you feel like
Like-
this gaping wound of your like blood and guts kind of.
I'm gonna go ahead and then reach out and like just try to like basically choke the wolf with the same sort of thing and just
Okay.
same spell.
Okay. Yeah. So you kind of mutter the incantation and sign and grab for the wolf's neck. Let's see if you get him.
Yeah. I need to figure out what I'm actually doing for some of the incantations. I think that hits.
There you go.
Absolutely is.
Nice.
Let's see the damage.
There it is again.
Oh man, big damage. So again, I think you had already swatted this one, or was it the other one? It was this
Yeah, it
one
was
that you
that same,
swatted.
yeah.
So again, as he's kind of reeling back from, I think, attacking you previously, you stand up, and it again was turning towards Dallin as he approached, looks over, and here's this gloved hand come swiping through, grabs his snout, and shocks him again, burning off all the hair on his tail. And he looks pretty messed up, like kind of see cracks in his skin and like black marks through its fur. He's looking really beat up and doesn't seem much for this fight a whole lot anymore. Moving on, unless you had something else you're doing.
No.
Sorry.
No.
The
was
black
gonna-
fur wolf, seeing this kind of transpire, one wolf already running away, this one already kind of looking this loud snap and shock, kind of panicking, disengages, and 1, 2, 3 begins to flee. Colleen.
Finish him, brother.
Kind of having some, I guess, frustrations over how this is going, and just saying to himself, not fucking good enough. He decides to do, I'm gonna do magic missile.
Okay. What are you doing? Yeah, obviously at level 1. Which one would?
Level 1, I'm gonna do.
All of them here, or
Where'd the other
does
one
you have
go?
3 targets?
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
gonna
sorry.
do
He's
one.
kind of off map, but over here. He's
Gotcha.
still within range though of that.
Gotcha.
Yes.
I'm gonna do 1 on the starred wolf, 2 on the black fur wolf.
Okay.
I guess since they're leaving already. No. He's gonna do this because he feels very strongly about it.
Okay.
So
go
yeah,
ahead
so I'm
and roll
gonna.
me 3 1d4 plus 1,
Okay.
or is it plus 2?
Plus 1.
One.
yeah.
Okay. You would think I'd know this.
There you go.
Okay.
Sorry, that was just a D4, so I added 1 to that. Hey, so first one's going to the starred wolf, and then the next 2 plus 1's on each to.
Yeah, I moved it automatically.
Nice.
Okay.
Hey.
Fly. So you kind of hold up your hands, mutter. I think it's just vocal. I don't think there's any symbol involved. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you kind of vocally say the incantation. A mild purple sphere kind of appears in your hand and kind of shatters into 3 individual darts. One of them kind of streaming right past your brother's ear. You almost kind of hear a noise kind of rush by you, Dallin, and it goes right through the dog's kind of like heavily panting, the wolf, and it goes right through its mouth and right out its ass, and it falls over to the ground dead. And the other 2 go wisping off into the woods, and you don't quite see the wolf anymore because he's run so far, but you hear a "Ah!"
The mic cutting off the peak was golden.
Did it cut off?
It did, but we got it like half of
It's
it.
it's so hard to do sound effects over this board. Catham, you could still kind of see a little bit of a wolf. I'd say he has about half cover through all the trees, but he is fleeing. The one in front of you has perished. You don't see the other one anymore. It's up to you if you want to end initiative here, but you can do something if you so choose.
Kill him, Catham. Kill him.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and loose an arrow at him.
Okay, so he has +2 to his AC from being in half cover. Go ahead and make you make your free action to swap to your bow. Make the attack. That hits.
Hey.
As the arrow streams through the woods, you kind of gauge it just right to where he's going to be, and you loose an arrow. Go ahead and roll damage.
I'll
He's a
let that
better
plus
archer than
set
we
him.
are already.
Well, a fighter, it doesn't take much.
Nice,
Goes
dude.
right through. It just sticks his neck, and he just falls over to the ground dead.
Nice.
I'll leave him right
Can't
where
let
he's
everybody
at,
show me up.
and it moves him. But I don't need to move him. I just wanted to show you an example of what I plan on with. There's like a shitload of them.
Yeah. No, I
But
like
that's
that.
where they perish. We come out of initiative. And you guys are kind of take it from here. And I'll stop the incredibly intense music. There we go.
Well, that was enlightening.
Oh, real quick, sorry guys. Everybody take 60 experience points.
Oh.
That is tracked at the top right of your character sheet.
Cool.
And I forgot to do this. However, I just remembered Vale and Judas
Oh boy.
being knocked unconscious. I can't remember the damage. I think it was around 5 or 6. You guys take 6 stress points.
I was wondering if the
Where-
stress
where are
is
we
going to come
keeping
into play.
So I wanted to keep track of it on Foundry, but the thing I keep adding every time I export or import a character, it deletes it. So please keep track of that in your journals or on a piece of paper. You have 6 stress points.
Can I do it just as a loot item?
However you want to track
That's
it,
not
as
a
long
bad
as you
idea.
can keep track of it.
Give it like 100 charges and then keep it started at 0 out of 100.
I can make something like that unless you know how to, but I won't do it.
Do we want to
now.
like spin up or spin down? Probably spin up, right?
It's
is it
0.
6?
It's what? It's
6. You said
6.
Okay.
Yeah, 6.
Cool.
So go ahead, you guys. The final wolf kind of further out in the woods. You see its body kind of looking around you. You do not see the glowing yellow eyes of the dire wolf anymore, and a little bit of time passes as you all kind of catch your breath, looking around for any other enemies nearby. Then the moment passes, you hear and see nothing other than kind of birdsong returns. A couple of birds land on some branches nearby, and it seems for the time being, the wolves have left.
Vale, Judas, you two alright? Saw you go down there.
Not exactly, friend. I might need to sit down.
You and me both, and thank you, friend. I actually think I can call you a friend. Most people cut and run. I appreciate the help.
For those of you that may have doubted any of individuals in the group, you may have a sense of like there's more to these people than you originally had thought.
Well,
Do I need to like go and fetch my arrow out of the wolf, or?
Yeah, you shot an arrow. You're down an arrow. So if
Okay,
you
I'm
want to
gonna
get your
go
arrow back,
ahead and-
roll me a d20 if
Mosey
you're
on
trying to
over.
recover your arrow. That'll be a survival. For you, you'd be a little more proficient in that. Just give me a d20 plus 2. It comes out pretty clean, so you don't waste an arrow. You have that
Nice.
arrow back.
it's quite sudden, them jumping upon us like that. Did anyone else happen to notice that the large one at the front of the pack, where it went, and also that the fur on its face, a bit odd, shaped quite like that seal that we saw earlier today, or last night? I'll pull
Yeah.
out that letter. Who has the letter on him, by the way? I assume one of us has the letter on him.
Be
I think
Cullen.
Kalain.
Yeah, I do.
Lane, you mind pulling that letter out again?
Yeah.
And him pulling it out of his pack and showing you it obviously it's kind of hard and doesn't have the hard details, but the shape is pretty unique in that it has that. I'll pull it up again so that we know what we're talking
Like the
about.
crow in the mansion.
It doesn't quite have that, but the more like the outline, the more of like the outline of like the wings and like kind of like legs and like a head almost. Like the entire outline of it was crisp. The inside of it, the detail was not there. It was just white fur.
Was I the only one that happened to catch that? Bit of a strange coincidence, wouldn't you say?
I apologize. I don't I wasn't exactly myself yesterday.
Sorry, brother. I didn't notice that.
Hmm.
But it is very strange. I suggest we keep moving.
Let's keep our
They're
wits
still
about
here.
us here. Anyone want to fetch some wolf pelts? Where's Fino when you need him?
Hey, now there's rules for it.
I know.
Does anybody have? You need more along the lines of a skinning knife, and you need. It would take about 30 minutes to do one wolf.
We don't have
If
time
that's
for
something
that.
you want to do.
Oh, I was only kidding, but
I know.
that
I'm
one
just
isn't
just
interested
in
that.
case you're not. I gotta say. So are you guys continuing on the road, or there's a short rest of this always available? What are you guys doing? It is about still. I'd say that battle obviously didn't take long. 10 minutes max after the whole ordeal. So you're still about 4 marks and some change after midday.
Well,
I mean,
Vale, you seem pretty beat up. Should we take a break here?
I'm dying to roll this one hit dice I've got.
Okay, you can take an hour if you guys so choose.
I think it might be wise for us to be fully rested when we're on the road. You never know.
up to you, but we're risking it.
Well, we're risking it with Vale and Judas on the verge of death as well. I'll leave it to you
Correct.
all. I'm unharmed, as is Kalain here.
Funny how that works. The two most prepared for battle are the two most unscathed.
If you didn't notice in that battle, try to stay near me. I can put my shield between you and them.
So you guys, are you guys doing a short rest or are you moving?
I'm leaving it up to the guys that are injured.
I'm cool with the short rest. especially if Vale needs it.
I'm not moving from this spot unless I can roll that hit dice, I think.
Alright. There you
I am not feeling good.
So you guys are going to take some time. They're still bleeding. I mean, to describe it to the rest of the group, you know, it's not just them saying, "Hey, I want to stop." It's they're profusely bleeding. I mean, they're not losing health, but they look pretty beat up. So they're taking a short rest. The time kind of goes on. You guys are all coherent. There's no. Everyone's kind of on guard. Everyone's on watch. Who has the highest survival? Who has proficiency in it?
I do.
Give me a survival check during this time.
Oh,
The hour kind of passes. Go ahead and hit short rest and use your hit die.
Hey, back up to full.
You failed that check, by the way. Just to
I,
clarify.
I figured.
Austin, you know how the short rest works?
How do I?
So on
Roll.
your main thing, you click S rest on your hit dice, and if you want to roll your one hit die to heal some, you hit roll. And after you roll, then you hit rest.
Okay, yeah, I'll go ahead and roll it then.
Nice roll. That's good.
That's a really good roll. Nice.
Mhm.
Hey, there we go. Oh,
Yeah, and that those temporary hit points really came in.
Yeah, truly. Also, one
Yeah,
big
no
thing for
kidding.
you as well is you have second wind as well,
Yeah.
which you get back on a short rest, which we're taking. Just
Oh,
FYI.
okay.
Yeah, sadly, Strength of
Um,
the Grave or Undead Fortitude takes a long rest.
So you guys kind of take your time to bandage, point some ointments, kind of wrap yourselves in some in various medical things that you carry with you. The hour passes. What are you guys doing? We are at
Wait.
9 o'clock.
I got a stupid.
Here.
I got a wizard question. I'm sure I can recover spell slot, right?
You can use Arcane Tradition to recover a certain amount depending on your level.
Arcane recovery. Okay.
Arcane Recovery? Sounds
Even if
right.
I just making sure, even if I didn't hit my hit die for my short rest, it's still good.
You can use it or you choose to use it. It's up to
Okay,
you
cool.
when you want to use it.
Perfect.
So I know you didn't use a spell. Oh, you used yeah, you used Magic Missile. So yeah, you can use Arcane Recovery now if you want.
Cool. I'll do that. Sweet. Thank you.
I'm good for another like 30.
Okay.
I might
My
have to-
guy!
You guys you want to continue
I-
until 9:30 and then stop?
Austin, what's up?
I had a cup
Or-
of tea today. I
So-
can keep going.
Austin,
You
are you
don't
good for the
say.
30 minutes? I thought I heard you say maybe no.
Yeah, I might have to go. 'Cause it started
Oh,
at
okay.
11.
No problem.
All good.
Haha, I'm not the guy.
Sorry.
Not this week, you aren't.
Come on. Austin,
Alright.
most of the
I'll
time
be sorry.
Oh, yeah, you can
it's me having
No,
because I
that's-
normally get up pretty early. So
That's life, dude. We're all here for it.
Alright, thanks, money.
Yeah, appreciate it, dude.
Alright,
Oh, very
That
cool.
was sweet.
I haven't updated your picture yet, Jums. I was planning on
that's
doing
fine.
it the next time. This is the landing page, so I plan on adding
Ooh.
things as you guys come through. I learned a little bit of Photoshop. I found somebody that made an awesome thing, and I kind of stole it and made it mine. So there's a
Rest
letter.
in peace. Who's first? That's fucking dope. Ah,
I hope you guys had a good time. I know
Oh,
it's not too many decisions to be made yet, but we're getting there. We're on the way.
Nah, man, you're good, man. You're the best team I've played with, so this is perfect. I'm joking.
Ouch.
Dang.
Joking, joking.
I hope that was a little bit of a taste of and this isn't anytime I say something, it's not contrary to Hunter. I'm just saying this is a warning. I do not hold punches. I will kill you. Clearly. So just be aware.
I'm just glad we don't have a monk this time, you know?
Yeah.
Hey,
Those
Yay.
guys,
hey,
they've got
Hey, that's
everything
about-
in their pocket, you know.
that's my second character. Joke's on you.
Of course it is.
Dosing
And
from
it's
Special
the
thanks
so-
to special thanks to Austin for joining us. The new
Hell
member of the
yeah.
group.
Yeah.
It's not easy
Yeah,
joining a
appreciate you
group
having
that's
me.
been playing with for a long time, but you'll fit right in no time, man.
Yeah.
So are we doing 2 next week? Or no?
To what?
Remember, Austin's gone, not next Wednesday, but the Wednesday after. He had a planned vacation.
Well, I'm still planned for doing next Wednesday. If we want to do a makeup before that, I am 100% down. So if we want to, let's do Wednesday's session next week and then see where everybody's at. Maybe we can do a Friday or a Saturday or a Sunday thing. I'm perfectly
Yeah.
okay with that.
I know I'm gonna be out of town the 22nd and 23rd and the 29th and 30th.
So both
So-
of the not this weekend, but the next 2 weekends, pretty much.
Yeah.
Austin, when
Could
do
you
you,
do the-
when do you leave?
21st?
I'm
That's
leaving on the 22nd to the 31st.
21st, not sure.
good
I don't
with
think
that.
so.
We can
That
do.
should be the only Wednesday that I miss.
We
Although
can
basketball
do,
track, kinda.
next Wednesday, the 19th, and then if everyone's able to, we can totally do the 21st. I'm open for the 21st.
Is that
Um,
Friday?
That would be Wednesday, and then immediately Friday.
Yeah,
We
I need to
gotta-
double check, but that sounds right.
That's all right. We can
Okay.
talk about it in
Yeah.
Discord.
If it
I'm
doesn't
flexible.
work for y'all, then like y'all can just do one without me that next Wednesday and just or whatever.
So I do have things for that when one person can't make it. I may have some things that you all can still do to where that person doesn't get left out of certain things. It's going to be situational though. So
Okay, cool.
we'll see how it goes.
And just
Oh, yeah,
like
man.
while we're talking scheduling stuff, the only Wednesday that I'm looking like I might miss is going to be September 20th. But that's a ways away.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna miss October 4th. So
Wait, isn't like September 6th? Or are we gonna play in person?
we're not going to be here on a Wednesday.
Oh,
Jones isn't coming
yeah,
in,
that's
I
right.
don't think.
No.
Oh, you're not. Oh,
I'm gonna try to
No.
get into this and brush up on all the dice and stuff like that because I was like lost trying to find everything. But
it's
You're good,
always
man.
open, man.
You'll
Feel
get there,
free
man.
to-
That's
Yeah.
what Jones-
You're fine, man. You did.
Yeah. Yeah.
you did
great.
better
You did
than
great.
me on my first.
You did
so-
better than Steven.
thank you.
Money wasn't even there for it. You did better than me today.
I'm pretty flexible with my schedule, so like don't worry about an Arma night too. If everyone can do like a Monday or Thursday to make up for Austin being gone, then yeah, like the 20th, that's fine by me.
Right
John
on.
and Hetz, close your ears. I know you're watching the stream. I'm gonna kill the stream actually.
Well, I have to use the restroom, so I'm gonna jump off here. I've been holding the pee for a minute. Thanks for joining me, guys. I hope you're as excited as I am.
I am
fucking
super excited.
Thrilled to be a part of this, and I got
Oh,
a
yeah.
lot of